my knowledge, no, but I haven't gotten tested yet.
Right. Okay.
Just remember, you can always text and we can read your words too, so if it can save your throat. Because I know chatting or working when you got a sore throat is never a good thing.
Yeah.
And no having one fun day of gaming and blowing your throat out for a week.
Yeah. And do we know anything about Guntis? What's happening with him?
I have not heard a response yet.
No, he was.
I say, did he check up? I don't
I was
remember.
looking through the thing. Actually. Yeah, no, he did. He did. He did whale drop.
Yeah, early on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was.
Oh, I can't.
That was for the wrong date.
Ah, classic.
Yeah.
I'll be
So we shall sally
Right.
forth,
Okay,
and
man.
if he jumps in, we can catch him up.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. No problem. Cool. Cool.
Because I have to mute
You
the phone.
changed your little picture on Roll20, Jim. What was it before? You've got like a little Edge of Empire thing going on.
Yep, let me change it back real quick because that was for our
No,
Star.
it doesn't bother me. No, it's fine, man. But
I totally should change it since we're not playing Star Wars.
He's got so many different games.
So many games.
Yeah. How many do you run at the moment?
Oh, I don't want to do the math. It's like 5 or 6.
Wow.
5 or 6? No.
Okay, it's more than that. I can't.
Don't know how you get the time. Don't know how you get the time, man. Crazy.
It's getting more difficult now that I'm working back at the office and I have to take 45 minutes to get home after work instead of jumping right to turning off one computer and turning on the next computer.
Yep.
Because that totally used to be the thing I used to do back then. Was just turn off work computer, turn on home computer, and I'm gaming.
Yeah.
Now it's a lot more work of, oh crap, gotta make sure I get out of work on time, get in the car, get across town, and get back home and then power up the computer.
Ah.
I'm back.
Okay.
Come back.
Yep.
And what's your little icon now, Jim? What is that?
That's a good question. I am looking for a City of Mist book cover, and I'm not
funny little
finding
pan.
Now I gotta go look because I don't have the little icons up.
Yeah, you're the little fella that's I can't think of what his name is. You know, is he Celestian from Star Wars? The little fella that was the Millennium Falcon with Hansa and with Lando.
It's Celestrian.
Can't think of his name.
Yeah, I don't remember the actual character's name, but yeah, it's Celestrian. That's my Saturday Star Wars piloting group.
That's good.
Fighter group.
I was worried it was actually you. You know, dude.
Yeah, no, I'd had some problems. What the heck did they do here? Okay, so they completely redid.
Yeah, they changed the updates they did on Roll20. They completely changed the settings tab.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
Yeah, I noticed that the other day when they did the update, and I was looking at it. I'm like, why did they break the settings tab down to a bunch of different buttons? The exit game button is the very, very bottom. Totally opposite of what it used to be.
Yeah, we're just having to go through the little drop-down thingies now. Like, what?
I don't even want to know what the transmogrifier button does.
What?
It's the last option on your settings tab. If you click miscellaneous, there's a button that says transmogrifier, and I'm too scared to push that.
Is that like a subscription thing? Because when I click miscellaneous, there's nothing there.
Oh, it could be as the game master for it too. You never know.
Yeah,
Just
that's
like
fine. It looks fine for me. You know.
so many options.
Cool.
So of course, as we're all ready to go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so as the camera slowly pans down with King sitting at the bar, it's after hours. Things are quiet. The guy's pushing the broom. Are any of the crew there with him at the moment as he's just, going through the day's invoices?
I love invoices. I gotta, sift through them like a pack of cards and look depressed. And it's just like, yeah, one of my flaws is
What time of day would this be?
This is after hours, so it's like 2 to 3 o'clock.
Then I'm probably down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bartender finishes counting, the liquor count for the night and ends up pouring King a double just to make sure the count's even.
Cool.
And then slowly the bartender gets a phone call. You get the ring, ring, ring as he picks up the phone call, and he just does the uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-uh, uh-huh. Okay. And he just kind of shrugs and picks up the phone and plops it on the bar next to King with the receiver on the side there, and he says, "It's for you, boss." And he goes back to doing his busy work.
It's better than not being my accountant. I'll sure, yeah. I'll say, Jerry, I'll pick it up and I'll say, Jerry, it's 2 a.m. You shouldn't be calling me about the accounts.
And you get this little bit of stammer, and it's like, Jerry, no, it's Sammy, Jefferson Jr. Sammy. And you immediately, it takes you a second, and you're just like, who? Oh, and it kind of immediately comes to you. It's Sammy Jefferson Jr. He's another club owner in town. He's you know him because he kind of like worked his way to becoming a club owner, so you kind of respect that.
Yeah,
but
cool.
the way he runs his club is not respectable because he's willing to do anything to keep his club open, and it's definitely one of those seedier clubs. It is a club that's got way more history than yours, the Washboard. It's a jazz club that's been open since like time immemorial. Everybody knows that the Washboard has been here as long as there's been a city. It's one of those classic little jazz joints, that I'm sure King has even played in his early years.
Yeah, maybe.
But you do know,
hey man,
that he's done you a few solids. You've done him a few solids. That whole club owner thing where it's
stick together.
You're competing, but you're wanting everybody to succeed, type of deal.
Yeah.
What
is it, man?
King, I'm in some serious trouble here, and I was looking to see if you knew somebody who could help.
Like what? Look, I'm not a plumber. If your toilets are backed up again, look, just call the guy. I gave you the number last time. But yeah, I mean, seriously, man, what is it?
No, I wasn't needing that Rico guy, right? That's the one you're talking about, the do anything guy.
Yeah. He's great, but I'm not sure what he'll be doing now. It's like 2 a.m, man. So seriously, is this the toilet thing again?
No, this is something different. You remember Martha, right?
Martha, the one with the hair, the weird hair. Is that the one?
Well, no. The singer. Yeah, and he kind of like he gets kind of
Oh,
sheepish. He's like, you get the quick flashback of yeah, the small town blues singer that he snaked from you, that you totally were, showing her talents off, and he totally snatched her for his club.
uh,
She's
oh, that Martha.
she's
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah, yeah,
high
yeah.
end blues and jazz singer now that she's developed her voice, so to speak.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that Martha. Yeah, I'm still sore about it, dude. Um, but anyway, I mean, what, why are you ringing me at 2 a.m. to tell me about, you know, quite frankly, a hole you put in my bill, you know?
Ooh, as he gets this like sheepish, no hard feelings, it's just business. You almost get the cheesy song producer feel out of him at that point. It's like, but we got a problem at my club that some crazies, killed one of my patrons at the club, and it's causing
What?
lots of grief. Yeah, yeah. So some weirdo in a hoodie made one of my patrons, die. I mean, the cops have like
What?
left, but they said they'll be back later tonight to continue the investigation. But they closed me for the night.
Okay. So, so let me get this straight. Somebody, somebody died in your club, and the cops have closed your place, but you need my help anyway. Yeah, I mean that's who died.
Some guy named Darnell Nobody something. I don't know the details, but I was hoping that you knew somebody, or it's just weird. I mean, I was sitting there when the club was closed yesterday, and all of a sudden some hobo comes walking up in my alley and kind of hands me a flyer, and it was for your club, and I just thought maybe you know somebody that could help.
Uh, yeah, I mean I know a couple of guys, but you know, let's cut to the chase, man. You know what is it exactly you want me to do? I mean, if you've told the cops about this, then it's surely it's in their hands. I've got some guys who could look into this kind of thing, but is that going to cause you more trouble?
Well, I was hoping you could have somebody look into it, because my Martha's really thinking she's getting a little bit sketchy on the whole wanting to perform thing, and I thought maybe if nothing else, maybe you could talk to her performer to performer and just tell her that this is just just some bad luck, and maybe she just needs to power through and keep performing, keep my doors open, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, what happened to the guy that did it? Did he get arrested or something? Or
Well, you know the cops in this town. They show up after the fact and cause a shitstorm for everybody, but they don't actually get the job done. As he gives a little chuckle, like in the movies. You know, they're
yeah,
supposed to be coming by after the club closes tomorrow, but because they've got more questions, because like they didn't ask enough questions when they closed half my place down.
okay, okay, yeah. I mean, to be fair, they've got laybys to sit in and donuts to eat. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, okay, okay. Well, I'll come down to you. Just give me a short time, and I'll bring one of the guys with me. And if you're not too busy, Cole.
What? We got something going on?
Yeah, maybe another. There are other jazz clubs apparently. Um, sure, sure, yeah, yeah, yeah. No problem, Sammy.
As you hear him on the phone, he's
Yeah,
like, the washboard isn't just another club. It's the oldest club in town.
yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right. It's an institution. I'm sorry. I'll be there shortly, and I'll put the phone down.
Now, are you just putting it down, or are you hanging it up?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hanging up. Sorry. Yeah,
Okay. Ugh.
that's my Englishness. Um, I'll hang up and I and I'll say, I'll explain the phone call I'll just reiterate the phone call to him, and I'll just say to Cole, I don't know. I don't think he would ask for my help if he didn't need it.
As
Do you know what I
you
mean?
say that, and the bartender
Yeah.
just under his breath says, "Doesn't he still owe you a case of whiskey from that one time there was the shortage?"
Yeah, probably. Maybe a few other things, but we're in this together. Fine.
All right.
Um,
So somebody died, like just died, or how did what went down?
I don't know. He was real sketchy with the details. I wonder whether we should go and just get it straight from the horse's mouth. I mean, you might
Sure.
ask better questions than me, man. Um, but it sounds like he doesn't have a lot of faith in the cops catching whoever's done it, and if they're going to come
Right.
back, all that kind of stuff, dude. Maybe there's some things that we, you and I can
Yeah.
do,
Sure. Let's
to do.
check it out.
Yeah, that's right. See what the score is. Maybe there's some people I can talk to as well.
I like the
Yeah, I
we
mean, it's
part.
yeah. Yeah. I do hope it's not that toilet thing. I guess it's 2 a.m. I don't want to harass Rico, but I don't know. He could be around. I'm not. Let's go and see what's in it first, shall we? Suck it and
Sure.
see.
That'll work.
Suck it and see, blow it and show, whatever the jazz phrase is. I'm not sure what he meant about this hobo though. A hobo came and gave him a flyer. Well, he knows where I am. Fine. I guess we'll go there.
Yeah.
I think. Are you driving, Cole? Is that your thing, or because I don't drive? But
It is close enough. You
mean,
guys can just walk down the street. I mean,
okay, cool. Yeah, it's probably in the same kind of district. Yeah.
yeah, it's in the
yeah,
same
what could go
district. It's
wrong?
just like back in a couple streets and alleys, and you could literally taste the seediness as you turn one corner and get away from King's really nice club that's meant for general population.
Yeah.
As you
Where we
get back
wipe
to
the surfaces. Yeah.
the washboard, is
Yep.
like built on the location. It was built long ago. Surrounded with some apartment complexes that have really gone to hell.
Yeah, what could go wrong this time of night?
So are you guys going
you know.
now, or are you waiting till morning?
Did I get the impression he was ringing me from the club?
You do get the impression he was calling from the club.
Yeah, I mean, if it's not far away and he's going to be there, I'll go and see what's in it. And yeah, why not? Yeah, I think
Okay.
we'll go now.
All
Okay.
things are still semi-fresh.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and you've got, you're, there might be things that you can do that I can't, and we can look at. Oh, look, there's a blueprint.
There's a blueprint and everything.
Wow.
Wow.
It's a
Love
total
it.
dive compared to your place.
Yeah. I mean,
So,
whatever
of course,
technical storage is. Love it.
that would be where they put the sound equipment and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Right.
All the roadie gear.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, you guys show up and, are you going to the front door or the back door?
I don't know. What would we if we went there, what would we normally do?
Normally, it would be
depends
the
on
front entrance, especially since it's probably closed now, just like your club.
Yeah. Yeah. Fine. We'll go to the front and kind of bang on the door if there's no one there.
You bang on the door, and this big old dude immediately opens the door, and his T-shirt, clearly has bouncer on it, and then a little tiny name badge that says Cirrus.
Okay.
And he just kind of like
Serious.
looks at the two of you guys like bars closed. And he pauses. And it's that awkward pause, like he's waiting for you to say something, do something, or walk away, you know. As he's sizing you guys up, and you totally don't look like cops. But what do you guys look like right now? What is your current attire? As this, 6'4" guy with arms like logs looks at you, and he's sizing you guys up.
Balls. Well, I think I'd be kind of dressed how I am normally, which is a kind of a well-made but crumpled three-piece suit without a tie. Pork pie hat with a little feather in it. I look like a jazz musician, to be fair. I know that's a bit stereotypical, maybe, but and
mine would be much like the picture minus the drink. Just kind of the laid back, open suit, no 3-piece stuff, but a casual suit with no tie, no nothing, just unbuttoned.
Fine. I'll raise my hat a little bit. Kind of. What do you call it? Like doff your cap, and I'll kind of smile at him, and I'll say, "Hey," and I'll squint at his badge. And what did it say? Sorry.
It says Cyrus.
Cyrus. I'll say, "Hey, Cyrus. I'm King. Sammy called me. Is he here?"
Sammy's dealing with some stuff, and he kind of like looks kind of nervous when you say that, but he squints his eyes and tries to like recognize you for a second. Obviously, it's been a long day, It's the end of his shift. Do me a favor, because of course, your buddy Sammy didn't quite tell the bouncer he was making a phone call. He wasn't expecting you this early. Go ahead and give me a roll. And I'm going to give you a plus because you mentioned him and, he thinks he recognizes you.
Okay, what am I rolling?
Just go for a convince,
Oh, okay, convince.
It doesn't sound like you're being devious or anything. You're just, flat out saying, hey, Sammy.
No.
I'm King. You know who I am. And that's kind of why he squints if he's just like, he thinks he knows who you are, but it's been a long day.
Okay.
There's cops that have been involved. It's been a really long day.
Okay. I have got my routine thing is I am a jazz club owner. Does that count as a...
That would totally be taggable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so do I click it, don't
I? Yep.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it has, hasn't it? Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else that would be... No, I don't think so. So, convince. Press the button.
Yep.
What happened? Not that I can see. I can't see the...
Mild success.
Oh, okay. A mild success.
So he's like, well, Sammy
phrase, isn't it?
He's like, Sammy said he was going to talk to somebody to see about getting some help.
Well, and I'll kind of give him a shit-eating grin, and kind of spread my arms, including Cole, and says, "Here we are."
And he just like
cavalry.
He looks at the hanger-ons that are just chilling outside the club there, now that it's closed and they've wandered out, but not very far. And he's like, come on in, come to the bar, let me see if the boss is up to seeing you.
Sure.
He's had a really bad couple of days now. You heard about the stiff that went and dropped dead inside, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you know about that, Cyrus? That must be really bad, man. That's got to knock a guy's confidence. If you're keeping the place safe and some dude goes and beefs it, straight in front of you, man. That's got to knock you.
Ooh. As he kind of like he gives you the look of like, ooh, twist the knife. As
Had to make that a little more personal, didn't you?
yeah, as
Well,
he's
do you
like,
know what I mean? I mean, I might be here to help him out, but do you know what I mean? This friendly rivalry. You know, you got to
Right.
undermine the competition. But even though, you know, my advantage isn't necessarily his disadvantage, that kind of thing. But right, okay, sorry, go on.
as he's just like, it happened after hours, 3 nights ago. That
3 nights ago,
3 nights ago. That
but he's only just called me, man.
well, the cops have been coming around, hassling, talking to Martha. And he kind of like points to the poster. You see this poster of this performer that you totally recognize.
Yeah,
As soon as he points to the poster, you're like, Martha, the one that got away. As he's
yeah.
like,
I'll
so
just kind of run my fingers down the cheek or something of the and sigh.
as you're totally feeling the whole. If only she could have been great
Quite the
for your
looker.
club.
Yep.
I mean, she really does have a heart-rending voice, and very grandiose. Beautiful woman in her mid-50s, normally wearing floral dresses, but in this time she's wearing these beautiful evening gowns that show all her curves. And she's got that smoking 50s look going. As in
Basically
age,
Not on
not
that
youth.
one.
is what you're saying.
So he's like, so what did Sammy tell you? And he kind of like, you can tell he's totally trying not to say too much.
He said that some dude called Darnell, well, like I say, beefed it in your club, and something to do with a crazy. A crazy killed him. It's like he's actually killed him in the club. Is
Yeah,
that right?
the stiff was some lonely fan of Martha's who would come in after hours to hang out with her, and he kind of like points over to the trash can. You see a change of lock set, sitting there that had obviously not been thrown out, which you would kill your staff for leaving garbage out multiple days. As he
Yeah.
says, the cops think the killer must have broke the lock on the back door with a crowbar, and I was locking up front when Martha was with Darnell, that stiff,
Uh-huh.
She was just, spending some time with him, as folks do. When that creep in the hoodie just kind of like got into it with him, and the next thing everybody knew, that dude Darnell just fell down dead.
So do you stab him or shoot him? What happened?
He just, they were talking, and then he just collapsed like the dude was on some bad drugs, man. I mean, I don't let that kind of stuff happen in the club. As he kind of like strokes his chin and looks around, like to make sure you're not cops. But the dude just fell down dead.
One of my powers is that every lie sounds like a bum note, so I can basically tell if somebody's fibbing.
As you hear this sour note during the soundtrack playing in the
Yeah,
background.
I'll just kind of grin at him like, yeah, really. So yeah, I mean, like Cole says, my man here. So what? You didn't see like a fight or any, pushing and shoving or what?
Well, from what I saw, because like I said, I was locking up the front door, so I didn't see much. But Martha was talking with Darnell, and then all of a sudden dude in the hoodie showed up, and Darnell just fell to the floor. It was weird. I tried doing the CPR, except without that mouth kissing stuff, but he just dropped dead. I mean,
Whoa. Oh, look, maybe he had a heart attack. She's a pretty hot broad.
She's a looker, but man, just dropping dead doesn't typically happen.
No, and I'll kind of
bizarre.
I'll look you dead in the eye. It's like, have you ever been in love, my friend?
oh.
Haven't had time.
He's just like, I ain't got time for just one myself. There's so much. And he looks at his guns, his arms, for me to go around.
Love it. Guns out. Sun's out, guns out. Right. Right. Okay. So, and what did the cops say, man? And, be straight with me. Were they a bit weird about it? They're not interested? Because, I mean, if the guy's just dropped dead and, I don't think they're going to pay it much attention.
He kind of like, he looks like, he's eyeballing his, the door he's walking to, but he's like, he doesn't want to say more until like the boss is here. But he kind of like, you got the charm, and he's like, well, don't tell Sammy I said anything. But from what I heard, the cops were talking to a bunch of Martha's regular, fans and stuff, and they basically took, everybody's names and stuff like they do. But two of the detectives, Das and Quinn, and he like reaches into his back pocket and conveniently has their card that he flashes and then puts back in his back pocket. I heard them say something that this stiff wasn't the only corpse that they're looking into right now.
Wow.
I mean, and he kind of like squints and he's like, yeah. So, I mean, case you talk to the cops or anybody else, just remember Martha and I walked in on the dead guy and the killer having words, and what can I say other than the guy just hit the floor, and he's repeating it kind of redundantly, kind of just passionately.
Yeah, like it's a story kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, repeating the same exact story. Make sure you got it down.
Yeah, you're definitely getting the feel of that. I mean, after all, deception's not his key skills in life.
No, sure.
You definitely get the idea. He's good at his job. Unfortunately, everything is a nail.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's good at his job, which is basically throwing people out.
All right.
And he kind of
we'll hang here while you get the boss.
Points to you guys to sit while he gets the boss, and he kind of goes back behind the door. The kind of usual club fare, what you expect. Boss is busy in their office doing the boss thing.
Yeah. As while he does that, I reach over the bar, grab a glass, bottle, pour a little shot. Look over, it's like, yeah.
Make yourself at home, man.
Well, it's thirsty work this time of night.
Yeah. Yeah, I give you that.
Yeah, go over and have a seat.
Okay. I'll just go from where I am then. I'll have a bit of a scan of the club. Is there anything that I think is weird or out of place? I've clearly been here before, and I kind of know how this kind of business and clientele kind of operate. Is there anything weird about it?
So pretty much as soon as you guys see him walk off and you feel the atmosphere here, that granted it's an empty jazz club after night, so of course the sense of loneliness and quiet is kind of echoey. But you definitely are, whereas your place has excitement and energy bouncing, this place
Uh-huh.
has almost a palatable sense of gloom and loneliness. It's totally the Lonely Nights jazz feel going on here.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
you literally just feel the sad loneliness here that's just soaked into the walls with age, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Bit of a psychic resonance.
You hear, you know,
Yeah.
in the distance a little sound of like a steam whistle go off in the background, maybe an echo of the past. This
Cool.
place has history.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Now,
being an older building, like how bad's the electrical system and structure of this place?
it's
I'm more
it's
mechanical. I don't,
it
electronics and
it seems to be it's up to standard. You know, it's safe. It's not dilapidated or anything like
just up to
that.
code.
You see that, you know,
Okay.
over the decades they've updated this old building to have power, so there's that, you know, that subtle hidden electrical wires, since they can't smash the walls to run lines. But they put the
All right.
very decorative power strips in the walls that you can barely see because it blends in.
Okay.
Now, of course, I'll totally
Okay.
throw the question out there, but
Yep.
is Rico happen to be working at this place at the time, since obviously they have his number?
Sorry, I've gone ahead and gone. Yeah, we'll just jump into the plot, and I've
Yeah,
been
I
poor
was
about that.
in
Sorry,
the back
Neil.
cleaning toilets when these two took off and locked me in.
Boom.
Rico could totally be working a side gig over here, just like, you know, King already said he gave your number to him.
Sure, I'll go with that.
Okay, so
Puts
of
me on the
course, you
scene.
know, out comes out of the restrooms where there's obviously a clogged toilet again. Because, you know, King's established that. You know, out comes Rico with the mop and the bucket and a very forlorn look on his face.
I kind of do a double take, and it's like I'll look at my watch and go, "Dude,
What?
I hope you're getting extra for these kind of hours.
Of
do
course
you
I
ever
do.
stop? Do you ever stop, dude? Seriously, of all the jazz clubs in all the cities,
No. Got to keep a roof over my head, warm food in my belly. Can't ever stop. So what are you
okay.
guys doing?
There was some unpleasantness. We've just come to see Sammy. Do you know anything about it?
Um, no. I came in through the back. Cyrus didn't mention anything.
Right. Okay. Well, you're here now, dude, and well, I mean, you know, you've got a good eye and a good ear for this kind of thing. Why don't you stick around and see what Sammy's got to say for himself?
Well,
Apparently, there's some weirdness. You know, some guy fell down dead, and there's some other weirdo, and this has all got to do with Martha. And I'll kind of stroke the poster again.
Martha.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Well, I mean, you might not know, but you know, she used to be one of mine, but Sammy managed to poach her, and well, you know, we've had words about it in the past, but
Okay. So what does Martha have to do with all this?
well, maybe nothing. I don't know. Just one of her fans kind of, you know, dropped down dead. But whether it was another fan that killed him or some other strange effect, I don't know. I mean,
Hmm.
you know, she's basically Jessica Rabbit, so Anything could happen. You know,
Okay.
she makes people do crazy things.
So, what's the play? Want to poach her back?
I like where he's going with this.
Well, you know, let's see how it plays out first. Yeah.
So what happened?
Well, I mean, I only know what Cyrus has told me, and I don't think he's being entirely truthful, but I suspect he's more concerned about, you know, Sammy and, you know, a bit of loyalty to him or whatever. But apparently, one of the, you know, there's a guy called Darnell, and he's one of Martha's fans, and apparently another guy came in, and whether they got into it, you know, or whether there was some words or something. But then apparently Darnell just dropped down dead. But the cops, they seem to think that, you know, this isn't the only odd death. That's the impression I get. But I've only spoken to Cyrus, and basically the guy's a walking fridge. So I
Mm.
don't know. I don't know. Let's see what Sammy's got to say for himself. You know, he rang me. He rang me for help. You know, so it's got to be bad, isn't it?
Right?
Mm,
As
yeah.
just when you say that, you hear, Cyrus kind of opens the door and he's talking. You hear a bunch of voices talking back, and he's just like, "They're friends of yours, boss. It's King." And the way he says it, obviously there's recognition now in Cyrus's voice. And you guys kind of get interrupted real quick, so that way, they announce their presence. It's he's like, "Go lock this place down and make sure the back door's locked this time." And Sammy comes out in his, nice disheveled suit. Looks like he's worn the same suit 3 days straight. Kind of waves the waft of his hair over as he kind of is like, "King!"
Yeah, I'll kind of get up and give him, you know, hug him. I think is probably the thing. You know, it's all in it together.
As you guys
Hey
have this
man, you look
almost
like shit.
rehearsed act.
Yeah. Hey man, you look like shit. This is Cole, and obviously, you know Rico.
The toilet
Um,
guy, right? You did a great job, by the way, I was told.
the toilet guy. don't let
Wow.
that. Don't let that
I
stick.
just kind of tipped my glass in his direction, when greeting.
As he's like, "You're paying for that, right?"
Well, of course. What do I look like, a freeloader or what?
And he kind of like
Um,
snaps back at Cyrus of like, go check on Martha here, and he goes over and grabs the bottle that you've already got out on the bar and kind of pours a glass, and it's like, give Martha this and see if she's doing okay since she didn't perform today. Woman's costume, and he's just rubbing his forehead after Cyrus is walking off with some a glass of whiskey for her. Woman is gonna be the death of me. You don't know. I mean, she has blossomed as a performer, and he kind of like looks at one of her posters, and you got the flowing red, hair. She's got the nice curves in the evening gown. He's like, I have put so much of this club into her act.
uh-huh.
She's blossomed under my tutelage, and just the way he says that is super creepy because you're just like, yeah, you're a singing performer producer, yeah, sure.
Yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure that record deal's on its way, man. So she's here.
Yeah, she came to perform today, but when it got time to get on stage, she was upset about something that happened to her before she got here, so she's just like not able to perform. If I If I had a nickel for every time a woman told me she wasn't able to perform for me, I'd be a richer man. You know what I mean? As the skis just
I'll
rolls
kind
off
of
the
look at the
sky.
other two awkwardly and sure.
As you two are totally seeing a different manager style for a club owner.
Yeah.
You can practically envision this guy slapping his waitresses on the butt when they walk by.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by, how did this guy
Is that
coach?
bad? That's bad, yeah.
That's usually bad, yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
At King's
Wait,
Club, the
take-
waitresses cozy up to him.
Yeah. So, what's the score then, Sammy? It's 2:00 in the morning, man.
It's 2:00 in the morning. There's barely any profits to be had. I've got two detectives breathing down my throat. So
Weird.
I'm telling you. I mean, what Cyrus and Martha told me is she was meeting this dude that she was cozying up to, some little hard luck case, young guy that was probably too young for her, if you know what I mean. She should be going for guys our age, and immediately King is feeling like he's being aged a couple years, being put in with Sammy's age bracket.
Right.
And
Go on.
Martha was gonna be meeting her little friend, this this fan that she was wooing after hours. I how I do after hours stuff, and kind of you get the idea that he probably does a lot of illegal after hours stuff. You've
Yeah.
heard he occasionally has gaming happening here, so it's probably not of the legal sort.
Sure.
But
Okay. So, and when you say meeting with a friend, do you mean she was meeting with this Darnell guy? Yeah.
well, yeah. Darnell Fox, the cops said his name was. Him and a bunch of his little yuppie group came in for a club night, and they've been here a couple times. I mean, Martha said that he was some hard luck case, and she was just she's a bleeding heart type. She was just meeting him every couple nights. And Cyrus says that he went to go get Martha when her little friend was waiting, and the two of them came in and they were having words. He wasn't sure what Cyrus didn't tell me exactly what they're saying, just they're having words. And
Martha and Fox. Martha and Fox were having words.
no. Cyrus was getting Martha from the back room to meet with her friend, and the hooded killer, the guy who wasted $40 breaking my lock on the back entrance, getting in this place after hours. You know how hard security is. You get these transients, and they try to break in and steal your booze, and he looks right at you, by the way, at the bar drinking his booze. And Martha and Cyrus told me that the guy just kind of like the hooded creepy guy just looked at Darnell, and he fell to the floor dead. And then the hooded guy took off.
So nobody got any kind of ID on this guy?
Just some creepy looking like homeless guy in a hoodie.
And I look around, see if there's any cameras anywhere in this respectable joint.
You notice, give me a roll here.
I like that. You notice? No, I'm not going to give it to you.
Go ahead and give me an investigate.
Investigate. All right.
It sounds very investigative. As you're drinking free
yeah.
booze and looking around.
It's not free just because I haven't paid yet. Let's see.
As you're shocked when you
Looking for
realize the register is an old-timey register.
Yeah,
No
well,
electronic
that's my
POS or
concern.
nothing?
So I guess maybe. Trying to think what I can use. Maybe the power flows through me. Kind of feel for where the electric currents might be
Okay.
Cool.
for the cameras. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
let you use that.
That sounds
All
awesome.
right. And where in the hell do I click again?
Up at the core moves for investigate at the top.
Oh, that's right. Push the button. That's right. All right. Here we go.
Okay. So
What did you get?
you kind of look around and you're flabbergasted by the fact that you're seeing no security cameras whatsoever. Not even like the camera over the register to make sure someone's not dipping out of the till.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much
Okay.
as you're focused and concentrating while King's giving small talk and
Mhm.
and all of a sudden Sammy takes total offense to the fact that your friend's like checking out the register. He's kind of awkwardly looking behind the bar, and he's just like, you're King, your friend got a problem? We're
Uh,
we're here to talk about the situation I'm in, not case the joint, if you know what I mean.
yeah, sure, man. Look, I'll kind of look at Cole a bit awkwardly, and kind of like, I'm sure he's just looking for clues, maybe something the cops missed. Look, just cool yourself down, man. This has been a hard couple of days for you. Just yeah.
So I'm assuming I can look around now and respond.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm like, I just was noticing the extreme lack of any kind of cameras, security, anything that might help the whole situation here. That a typical respectable bar might have.
As he's definitely giving Cole the squinty eyes, and I'm
Who is
assuming
this
that
dude?
bottle of booze just appeared on the bar top and was there when you got here, right? And he just kind of like squints. It's totally that takes a thief to spot a thief, or at least he's imposing the thought that you might be, suspect.
Yeah, no, I took nothing other than a shot of this swill to pass my time. Don't worry. I pull out 20 and give them $20 for the
Throw
single shot of swill.
Now, how do you
throw it
give it to him, by the
contemptuously on
way?
the bar.
I just set it on the bar.
Okay. And he just kind of like he's a little suspicious, but he kind of like okay, as long as you're not stealing or casing the joint,
I'm
you let
like,
me off.
that should cover the bottle and then some.
I run a respectable place here. Everything's on the up and up. I don't need security cameras keeping an eye on all my employees like that.
That's
Sure.
not the employees, apparently. That's your problem.
Okay. Look. Okay. Maybe we're just getting off on the wrong foot here. Look, Cole is, one of the straightest guys I know. He's just got some. I don't know. He's got an eye for things that other people miss. So just cut him a bit of slack, Sammy, and just tell me. Look, are you being straight with me? Do you know more about this, really? And that's why you're being a bit defensive.
I all I know is those damn detectives, and he kind of whips out a card out of nowhere and kind of hands it to you. It's two
Uh-huh.
different detectives cards. They're freaking identical. It's kind of spooky how identical for Detective Des and Quinn. He's
Yeah.
like, these maybe you know somebody who knows somebody that can get these guys to back off, because every night these guys have been showing up, asking
And
more and more
doing what?
questions, and it's not like I got any more answers to give them.
Sure. Okay.
I mean, it's not like
Look,
this body even had anything to do with something we were doing in the club illegal, like.
sure. Look, maybe maybe there is. Yeah, I'll see if I can speak to somebody, or maybe I know somebody, or maybe some of the other guys too. Do, can we have a look around? Maybe we see something the cops have missed, and I'll look at Rico. Kind of maybe around the back door where this guy broke in. Because that might be something.
Yeah, mi casa is su casa, except my booze. Bring your own bottle. As kind of like, and you can have that one that's paid for.
Yeah. Okay.
We
And
got better
if
at
if you
King's
need
Place.
to, toilet guy, change the locks earlier today, right? Right, toilet guy.
Hey, our buddy here is
Ye-
Rico. You can pay him some respects.
Rico, and he gives you the snappy pointing fingers, like he has a name and now I know it. You definitely get the idea that unless you're worth knowing, this guy doesn't know your name.
Yeah.
I'm just going ahead to the back door. I'm going to take a look through the staircase and the back area where this guy came in from, and see if he may have dropped anything. There was a mention of a flyer.
Okay,
If
and
he left.
Sammy totally, like, Rico, and he's like saying the name, feeling it out in his mouth. There's like, we'll definitely show you guys around. He knows the lay of the land here. I'm gonna go back to my office. Martha might come out a little bit if you want, or Rico, he knows the way back to her room if you want to go knock on her door. So I'll be in my office, and
Sure.
he
No,
gives
no trouble, man.
he gives you that whole, he excuses himself, and then he looks back at Rico. You're gonna get a bonus today, as he points at Rico, and he's just like totally letting Rico know that he knows Rico's name is Rico.
Yeah. Oh, don't forget this. You might need it for your bottom line.
Slide that 20 across. Love it, man. Love it. Pow, right in the kisser.
And he goes up and snatches the 20 up, and then walks over to Rico and gives him a handshake and said, "Here's a little bonus for you."
Cheap bastard.
Oh, fucking love it, man. That's brilliant.
So you guys hear, a little bit of sound coming from the backstage area in the dressing rooms, where obviously Martha must be having a moment with the door open that you can kind of hear. But Rico gonna, is he leading the group, or is he just going solo back to the back door?
I'll lead the group, and then
Yeah, I'll follow him
point
over.
out the
Okay.
hallway, letting him know you'll. That's the direction to Martha's dressing room. I'm going to take the stairs down to the back door and take a look at the back alley, see if there's anything left behind.
Yep. So you guys, leave the bar. You go up on the stage. It's a really nice stage. The wood is old and tarnished and stained with the blood and sweat and tears and hopeful wishes of musician players over the decades. And you guys head out the back door. Rico knows where the lock is because he just changed it earlier today. And you kind of look around to a super seedy alleyway. I mean, and Rico knows for a fact the lock was busted.
So forced entry, not somebody that knew what they were doing to.
It was definitely
work the
sloppy,
lock or
forced
anything.
entry. But if
Okay.
Rico would like more, I would like an investigation from Rico.
sure.
As Rico starts to give you guys the breakdown of, hey, here's what I know.
I'd like to tag hardworking man.
Because you changed the locks.
Uh, knows every street.
Because he's like, I've been down this alley before.
Technical troubleshooter.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's very technical. I like it. I like it a lot. As Roll20 is apparently giving us a little bit of lag.
Oh, what's that for the roll? Yeah.
When he was checking his boxes, I was watching his character sheet, and it was doing a weird thing instead of just checking like it should. And damn,
Great roll, man. Well done.
it's almost like Rico checked this whole alleyway out before you guys even got here, and he's instantly able to give you a whole blow-by-blow description of what's going on.
Okay.
Wow.
Tell us all about it.
Okay. So
Doesn't give
not
any
only yes
additional detail. What
do
the hell?
you guys find the flyer that obviously Sammy was talking about? You totally find the crinkled up flyer from like a month ago at King's Club, where it's got King on the flyer. You know, music that solves all of your problems. Super cheesy sales promotional ad.
Yep.
Obviously, King, traded free drinks.
Yeah.
And you do find a snag of hoodie fabric that is from a dark and dirty gray hoodie. It's like super dark gray, like not quite black, but dark, dark gray.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Off the rails for a minute.
Sorry about that. Apparently, I got disconnected.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like Darnell.
Yep. Just fell dead to the ground.
Okay. So,
Okay, so you find.
Okay, so do I get. So the 3 things that you identified are the 3 clues, or do I get 3 questions?
You get 3 questions.
Okay.
And I'm giving you that you got a scrap of gray hoodie fabric.
Mhm.
Why? Because that's a good
Well, first,
clue.
take a look at the flyer.
Okay, it looks like just one of a dozen flyers that you remember a while ago. King paid you to give out a stack of flyers on the local hoods of the local cars, and you remember passing out thousands of these little bastards. 10 cents a flyer.
Take a look at the back and the edges to see if there's maybe any writing, or fingerprint, or
Nope.
grimy
It
fingerprint.
just seems it's all crumpled up and kind of dirty, like it's been blown around the alleys for a while. But when King mentions that some homeless guy gave him the flyer, it totally tracks, on par there.
Taking a look up and down the alley, is there a way to tell which direction this guy came from?
Most likely, yes.
Okay. So what did he come from the street side, or did he come in from the alley side, or
Looks like he came in from the alley side.
okay? Hmm. Okay, I'm gonna packet those two items. I'm gonna take a look around the. What else? Oh, what else is in this alley?
You kind of look
Yeah.
around and see, you know, hmm. As you look back and forth in the alley, you notice that there's lots of refuse. There's lots of the garbage from the club and stuff. You notice that there's a bunch of garbage bags that looks like somebody hastily threw out and kind of like tried to hide. And it makes you feel like somebody from the club in a hurry threw a bunch of shit away when the cops got involved, basically.
Okay. I'm gonna I'm gonna go through and recover those garbage bags.
Okay, and you
Um,
notice that,
no.
do you kind of like rip one open and look into it? You
Yeah,
definitely
I do
get
that.
the impression that there's some gambling paraphernalia that got tossed out in a hurry. You know, basically like he threw away. You know, they have illegal gambling that happens after night, and when the cops got involved and were checking the place out, they kind of hastily threw shit away by just picking up tablecloths and all and throwing shit in the garbage bags and just tossed it out the back door. And you see a big boot print that looks like that's one of the things that you notice in the alleyway, that there's a conveniently boot print that was covered up by the garbage bags. Obviously the cops must have missed it, and you definitively get the idea that the boot print matches a smudge at the door where someone busted the door open, like they put their foot up against the wall when they broke the lock.
Mm,
So you definitely get the idea that whoever broke the lock wears work boots.
okay. Can I take a picture of that?
Yeah. Do you have a Polaroid
Okay.
camera?
I got one of the. I keep one of those tourist
The
cameras.
disposal
Awesome.
is perfect. As you whip out your of many jack of many pockets,
Yeah,
and
damn right.
click, crank, 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 click, crank, crank, crank.
I was gonna say, what is that? 110? I think they were right,
Yep.
something like that. No.
Yeah, 110.
I
God.
can't find something that in, like some sort of measuring stick.
Okay, you put something there for size comparison.
Yeah.
Your broken 6 inches of a 12-inch ruler.
Hmm.
You'd be amazed how handy that can be for measuring stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there are no dumpsters or anything back here.
No, they're dumpsters. It's just they probably have been emptied by now. It's
Well,
just
I'm
this
gonna
obvious
take a
pile of garbage stuff is what catches your attention.
I'm gonna take a look around and see if there's any evidence of a dumpster diver.
Ah,
Does not look like it.
No one dumpster dives out here?
No one dumpster dives out here.
Wow. This place must really
Of course, it
suck at
probably doesn't help. They
ventilation.
have a lot of broken glasses dumped in their dumpster, so.
I figured that if there was evidence of a dumpster diver, then there may have been a witness out here.
Oh, I will give you yes. You totally find homeless person if you're looking for a witness.
I was
Yeah.
going to say that was going to be my next question once he was done with the physical look. Was if are there people out here by chance?
Yeah, you can totally
Yeah.
see the odd dumpster, the odd homeless person's kind of like camped out there. It's one of those alleyways where you can totally camp out for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach that guy.
And he kind of just like gives you the bleary eyed look, one eye
Hold
squinting.
on.
big bushy beard full of last night's
Bushy
dinner.
beard.
Oh, amigo, ¿cómo está?
No español, muchacho.
Wow. Okay. Um. So, we. I wanted to ask if you might have seen anybody back here a few hours ago break the lock on the
Days ago.
back door.
It would have
Days?
been about 3
Or was
days
it?
ago. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, the
okay.
break-in was 3 days ago. Okay, yeah.
And he kind of like scruffs some uneaten lettuce out of his beard and kind of like brushes his beard, thinking. And then he kind of sticks his grubby, dirty hand out, and then obviously, you got any money? And I'll tell you, or beer, or booze.
Come up and toss
I,
the tin in his hand.
I know. I got a 20. Remember?
I know you do. You need that 20 though. So
The only 20 you'll ever need.
you need that 20 more than I do. So I kind of step over and drop a tin in his hand.
And he says, three days ago, you say, huh? There was some stuff that happened. You know, the cops made me leave my home. And he points at this little box that's been reinforced with some cardboard and newspaper balls. They made me leave so they could investigate this place. I didn't tell those cops nothing because they didn't look like good guys. But you look like a good guy. As he kind of squints and looks at the $10 bill and shoves it in his shirt neck. So there was this guy. There was two guys.
You guys.
Two guys. It may have been the same guy.
Okay.
And he kind of squints and he's thinking. He said,
Yeah.
"So there was this. No, it was one guy on different nights. Sorry, I lose track with my sleeping habits. I take some pills and I sleep for a while and then I wake up again. He was no good, I tell you. So some young little 20-something kid with just like bad look in his eyes. He has like skinny. He was one of those skinheads. You know, the shaved head types. No good guys have shaved heads. As he like all of a sudden looks at you guys to make sure none of you are shaved head. And
Yeah, I have, but I've got a hat on.
and tattoos, and he like holds down his shirt neck like he had tattoos on his chest and neck showing. And he had a really nice hoodie, but just like boots and a hoodie. Yeah, he's really not a nice guy. I asked him for $1 and he like just glared, this skinhead glare.
The hoodie.
The hoodie guy, yeah.
And the tattoos. Was
And,
there
and he points
any
to his neck.
particular?
Tattoos.
Yeah. Did these have any particular images or particular picture or name or something on them?
He kind of squints and thinks, and he's just like, a tombstone on his chest. It was weird. And he kind of like draws in the muck in the alleyway a little like rest in peace tombstone, and he points to the guy's neck. You can see it right here, and he kind of like tries to draw with the dirty, grimy finger in his neck the tombstone. He doesn't know his finger is dirty and grimy, but he's drawing the shape of a tombstone on his neck that's leaving this nasty, greasy mar.
Do I recognize that for anything by chance?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well,
Give
it is.
me an investigation to see if you know any gangland affiliation type of thing. That sounds like what you're going
Sure,
for,
because
right?
I got yeah. Well, I got contacts in every neighborhood, so
You
you
have.
know. So, um, let's see what else I might have. Probably the only thing I want to get. All right. Yeah, I think that's the only one I got. So, investigation. Wow. Well,
5?
I'm striking out, boy.
Oh, you are rolling really badly tonight, man.
I am.
It's 2 a.m. and Cole should be asleep at this
True.
point.
Right?
So, you kind of
Hey,
like think about
you
the tattoo, and you totally don't get any correlation to any like gang tattoos. This sounds to you more like a bad biker tattoo. But then all of a sudden, you're like, you know what? I know of a group of the you know the El Mortas, the death gang that this could sound totally like.
actually one other question. Um, you mentioned that this guy was here on 2 separate days.
And he kind of squints and he's like, I think he was here to talk to somebody, but I didn't see who he was talking to because then I slept. But he was super rude. I mean, I was talking to him and he was just completely ignoring me.
Um,
Hmm.
I looked back at Cole.
Totally rude. I mean, totally rude. Not didn't respond to a single question I asked him.
Interesting. Well, you know. So was this? Did you happen to catch the guy's nationality? You said he was a white skinhead. Just making sure, not just a bald somebody else.
And you say that, and it's like nationality. I think he was American. But
Okay,
yeah, he's a bald skinhead,
Narrows it down.
bald white guy.
bald white
So
guy. Yeah.
okay, all right. So do you know if there's any cameras back in this area from any businesses or anything?
Cameras. What kind of neighborhood do you think we're on? This isn't 57th Street.
You never know. You know, people are kind of weird sometimes.
So, Cole, sorry, do you recognise the tattoos at all?
Yeah, I think it sounds familiar to whatever it was Jim said.
Basically, the gang they call themselves the Death. They got a very cool Day of the Dead motif going for them.
So the
And
Day of the Dead,
and
probably
he
not
is
the right nationality, but
he's totally thinking that is totally the right group. We should go talk to those guys.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I'll join you inside in a moment, and I take the gambling paraphernalia and walk it over to my car. Put that in the trunk.
he's gonna have a party nights down the lake next week.
Actually, I was thinking that if someone was going to dump this stuff back there, it would probably be Cyrus.
Oh yeah,
We could use this as leverage and get a
yep,
little more information out of him.
Okay.
yes indeed, yes indeed. Obviously, not everything's being told. So we gonna go talk to your little lady there?
Yeah, I guess. Do you think we've found everything we're going to find out here, Cole? Rico?
I
Probably
I
seen
think so.
one of the toilet guy. Um, yeah, I think we have. Um, so I'll be right in.
All right.
Okay, no trouble,
And
man.
I
As
drop another 5 as we walk away from our friend there.
Yeah.
oh, as he kind of squints and looks at you and gives you the thumbs up that you're a good guy.
Actually, what's your name?
Oh no, Jim's got to think of a name.
They call me Walt, but my name is Walter Samuel Peterson. And he kind of like grabs hold of his shirt like he's of someone important.
Walter Samuel Peterson.
And he squints his good eye up at you and smiles.
Uh,
I'm gonna pull a book of matches from King's Bar,
Okay.
and I'm gonna write the number to the place down on it. So
cool.
keep an eye out, and if anything else happens, give us a ring, and we'll see if we can keep the money flowing.
Cool.
Ooh, and so he kind
Good
of
thinking, man.
smiles at you guys and, squeezes the $5 bill and the matchbox in his other hand. And then proceeds to get about busying himself by starting up a garbage can fire.
And burns down the neighborhood. And that is how the adventure ended.
As he starts a nice fire to warm his hands, as he's like, thanks.
No problem. We look after our own.
Fair play, man. Right, you're going to go and do your thing then, aren't you? You're going to go and deposit things in your car and do whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and let's
And
see.
we think we're going to go and try and speak to Martha, perhaps.
Yeah, I'll be in a few.
Yeah, no problem, man.
To which the homeless man
Um,
says, why did you say her name?
no, I didn't say it 3 times because then she'd appear.
So,
Okay.
so as we're heading in, I kind of lean into to King and be like, "You gonna be able to handle this?"
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, women are like trumpets.
Mm.
You have
Yeah.
to clean out their spit valve?
No, you think you're going to give them up, and before you know it, you've got a room full of them, and you know they're in your attic, and oh no, I'm thinking of rats. No, I don't have a metaphor for women. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Ah,
It's
I got you back, man. We're good.
yeah, just all I'd say is just watch yourself. She's quite a catch. You could easily kind of get entranced by her spell, Cole. Certainly a good-looking guy like you. She'll just
Yeah.
try and keep a hold of yourself, man.
Okay. I got this.
Uh, let's go and do that. So, fine. Is there when we go back into the club? Are there any other staff members about? I appreciate there was Cyrus earlier, but
Hmm. You come back in, and as you come back around the corner there, come back here, you pass the stage, you go through the curtain. As soon as you open the curtain, you see that Martha's sitting right there at one of the tables.
oh,
And as you flip open the curtain, you kind of glance up at Martha. She's sitting there in this beautiful nightgown, evening dress. It's black, thin straps, her red hair is cascading down. She's got very Irishy features,
Mm-hmm.
as she looks the best you've ever seen her. I mean, she's sporting her elbow long gloves that match the dress, beautiful necklace that looks like it's been a family heirloom going forever. I mean, she's got a good glow going about her. She looks the best you've ever seen. Obviously, things working out good for her. She's looking healthy, as they say. But she
Uh-huh.
she seems to have like a hint of melancholy look on her face, that she's just like sad. It's a little bit of little slight depression there, and you see that there's a brand new bottle of booze. You see the label's been ripped off, and it's already like a third drained,
Wow.
and she's sitting there with just one glass. As you guys
Um,
come through, you glance around, and Cyrus is kind of standing by the entryway. He's on the inside of the
uh-huh.
entryway. While over here,
Yeah.
he's kind of just watching her, and he's got a little sad look on his face that she's hitting the drink hard. And he
Right.
immediately looks at you guys coming through the curtain, and he kind of immediately turns his gaze like down the hallway here, like he's looking down where there's no foot traffic whatsoever. And
Okay.
then he kind of like just tries to blend in with the background.
Okay. No
As
problem.
Martha kind of like looks up at you immediately, and you see like a hint of a tear. It's probably a little drunk tear, as you can totally tell she's a little bit on the inebriated side, and probably more than just drinking what you see in front of her. But the fact that
Ah,
she was able to pop a label off and pop a cap and drain a third of a bottle in the maybe what 5 minutes you've been gone, 10 minutes you've been gone.
uh-huh. Wow. She's putting it away then. Okay. Fair enough. Fine. I think I might go to the kind of just go to the bar that's nearest to her and pick up two kind of shot glasses, or two glasses, and kind of gesture for Cole to sit near her, and I think I'll sit down, um, and I'll just kind of put the glasses on the table and just say, "Do you know that drinking alone can make you blue?"
And she kind of gestures. As soon as you sit down, she gestures to the bottle, and she just kind of sadly looks down and says, "Just remember, King, he who empties the bottle has to go get a fresh one." And
Good.
from history that she can put the drink away with the best of them.
Yep. Okay. Hey Martha, how you been?
And she just gives you this sad look, and just like, times have been better.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your friend. That's kind of why we're here. This is Cole. He's a good friend of mine, and Rico's just out back at the moment. Um, yeah,
This
it's a tough gig, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry, darling.
And she just I'm not looking for a new job, if that's why you're here, King. Sammy's got me on contract, and he's been putting money into me before this whole thing happened. And she kind of like looks over at like a spot with an empty look that's unfocused. You totally get the
Uh
idea
huh.
she's looking at where the incident happened. And she just kind of like, sadly puts her arms around herself and gives her kind of a you know, little shake,
Yeah, sure. And how's that working out for you with Sammy?
Oh. And she just kind of looks back at King with that comment, not sure how to take it.
Yeah.
There's one of those of she's a little inebriated, so she's a little emotional.
Yeah. Okay. So come on, and I'll kind of pour myself and Cole a drink from her bottle, and just say, "Come on, honey, level with me. What happened?"
And she kind of gives you this look, and she's like, "Well," and she refills her drink and takes a slow swig out of it. You see, you know how I'm always trying to help folks and just do the right thing. I've
Always been your way, honey. Yeah.
I've been trying to help this young kid Darnell. That some of his friends came on a double date one night, and he got kind of infatuated with me ever since he saw me perform. And
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to work him through some of his issues, because the kid had issues. And of course, from previous history, she's one of those folks that always offers a helpful voice. She's always there for folks.
Yeah.
And she's
Okay.
just Cyrus went and got me to let me know that Darnell was back after hours, because I'd been seeing him off and on, and we were working through some stuff. Uh, I was jokingly told that musical therapy is good for the soul. And she kind of looks at you as a fellow performer and gives you that look, like, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And
I'll just kind of nod.
Cyrus came back to get me once he was here, and we came into the bar, and Darnell was talking to that killer in the hoodie. Some guy in a gray hoodie with some tattoos, and I think maybe he was bald. That's what I told the cops. That's what I got. And as soon as we walked in, Darnell looked at me, and he collapsed to the floor dead. And then
Okay.
then the man in the hood just looked back at me, and that's when I saw that he was bald, and he just ran. He went right out the back entrance. The police tell me that he must have forced the lock open to come in after hours, and that maybe he was trying to rob the place. I mean, Darnell looked like he's for money. I mean, him and his friends are all young professionals at different businesses in town. I mean, he wore a nice suit, so maybe the hooded killer tried to kill him. And
Well, did you see them fighting, or did you hear a gunshot, or any weapons or anything like that? Did you see anything?
no, I mean, if I mean, and she kind of like leans down and pulls up the side of her dress a little, and she's like, if I'd heard weapons, I would have brought Daisy. And she points down to, obviously she's got a little derringer and a garter belt, as you're like, hey, it's because
Yeah,
she's wearing protection.
and you
Nice.
sure. Yeah, and
But he
you know,
they were.
you wouldn't need that at my place.
Mhm.
And she kind of just pats your arm in this sweet, loving way. It's like, it's not. He Daryl wasn't the first one of my fans that became kind of over interested in my attentions. It's not just for the club, but thank you, King. As Sammy tells me, sometimes a performer has to look out for themselves. And at the club, I've never been safer. And she kind of like looks up at Cyrus, and he kind of like smiles, that professional smile, not like flirty smile, and kind of like
Yeah,
looks
sure.
away, like he's not eavesdropping.
Sure.
much.
Okay.
I mean, if you think you can help Darnell, I mean, the police have talked to Sammy, and Sammy's thankfully been my go-between, so I don't have to talk to the detectives every time they've come back the last few nights. But Darnell's friends, if you want to talk to them, I could get you their information.
Yeah, that would be helpful. Yeah, definitely.
Poor Darnell was, and she kind of like reaches out her hand and squeezes your forearm and that
Uh-huh.
friendly gesture. And she's like, poor Darnell was feeling so lonely, and
Why?
he was just in a bad place, and I was hoping that I could just help him get over his loneliness, but without. And she like gives you that look like Darnell was just a baby, because
Hmm. Yeah.
not that I wanted anything. I'm not a cougar like that. She just smiles at you. I I like I like my men like I like my whiskey, aged properly and a little dark around the edges.
I
As she tries to
I
make a
just kind of
funny,
grin.
but
Yeah. I'll kind of just readjust my hat uncomfortably. Yep. Um,
as maybe you have a feeling why she didn't take the job with you.
yeah.
I
Uh,
just kind of grin because Cole's only like I think 2021. I think I'd have to find my
He's
reference
in the
sheet, but
baby range for her.
yeah, I was going to say,
yes,
you're
yes.
As she kind of like
Yeah.
looks around, at the walls, and she's like, I mean, I don't know if Sammy's told you this, King, but he's really hoping that my career helps get this place out of the things he's had to do to keep it open, and has the washboard go legit like your club. He's he's always been kind of jealous, and she just kind of like
sure, yeah.
gives you that drunken hazy smile.
Yeah. I know. I know.
So
Did
who'd?
you?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on, Cole. Go on.
I was just gonna say who'd Darnell work for?
He
Said
was
he was
one of
kind of
the
a corporate kid.
local corporate kids, the up and coming kids that are doing the stock investment and stuff like that. They always talk about it as a group, but I'm never like too savvy into that kind of thing. If you know what I'm talking about.
Sure, sure.
If it's okay, I'd like
Pretty
to
complicated.
walk in on the conversation.
Okay, so you come walking in, patting your pants clean from the garbage pickup.
Uh,
Uh,
I'm going. I'm going to hit up bar number 2 and get a cup of ice water, twist of lime, and I'll sit down and join them.
hey,
So mhm,
Martha, Rico, Martha.
And she
man,
smiles at Rico. You've seen her in passing, and she just hasn't really acknowledged you. But
of course.
oh, I just saw the 110 camera film. Discord's apparently very slow for me. Okay, and she kind of just smiles and she gestures if you'd like a drink.
Oh, I'm on duty.
And she just kind of smiles. So what
Um,
this hoodie gentleman? Do you think he's someone I should be scared of? And she kind of looks at Colin King, and she's just like, all of a sudden, kind of dawns on her like I should be concerned about this.
uh, well, I don't know. I mean, did he approach you? Did he say anything to you?
No, he was just talking with Darnell, and then he had to have done something to cause Darnell to die, and she just starts crying.
Okay.
And she gives you guys this look like I must look like a mess, and she kind of finishes her glass, and she basically says, I need to go to the powder room, as my mama
Sure.
would have said. And
Yeah.
she kind of
Look.
excuses herself to go off to the powder room, which conveniently is
Okay.
from here to over here.
Okay. But Cyrus is still there in the kind of doorway.
Yep, he's
Isn't he?
kind of there, and as she walks by, she kind of like puts a hand and squeezes his muscular shoulder, and he just kind of gives that dopey smile, like, oh shucks.
Is she aged in her
He,
acceptable range?
he's like 30-ish,
Okay.
but it's
Okay.
more of
Just
just
curious.
he's protective. I mean,
Okay.
think about it. Sammy's probably made Cyrus watch out over her, quite often.
Yeah. So more big brother kind of affection.
And as she walks out, you guys kind of just feel the palatable, lonely quietness of this place.
So, what did you guys find out?
Well, it sounds like what Sammy and Cyrus have said to a large extent is what she's saying. This guy came in. The guy out the back? Your hobo buddy, Walt. He says she says there was a dude in here, bald dude who was speaking with Darnell, and then Darnell dropped down dead. I mean, she's worried that she's in danger from him, but if he didn't say anything to her, or it sounds like whatever's happened, if something has happened, is between Darnell and this guy.
Possibly. So I'll get up. I'm gonna walk over to wherever it was over here that she like indicated to, and just kind of look around the general area where
Cool.
the incident occurred.
Good plan, man.
Cool. Darnell took part in that of the after hours gambling.
Didn't get that far.
I don't know. Sammy's probably the person to ask about that. But then again, Martha might know. The other thing, now that, if there aren't that many people here, it's been a little while since I've played on this stage, but the other thing I could do is I'll kind of look at you both hesitantly, and we could try and speak to Darnell. And I'll kind of crick my neck a little bit.
What about Cyrus?
I like how you said that in that tone. Almost like I could see you looking across the room at Cyrus, saying it all hushed and quiet.
You know what? Go ahead, do it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all about it. I've been in the back of my head waiting for you to have some vision or visitation or anyway, so.
Yeah. Okay. I think maybe, if you've gone and looked at the area where it was, if you want to do that thing first,
yeah,
and then I'll go and do my thing. How about that? I don't want to hog it.
Or I could try to preoccupy Cyrus.
Yeah, I don't know. I might be the only one that can see him anyway, so we'll see.
The thing is that whoever this was showed up twice, not once, which means that he needed to know when Darnell was going to be here to know when to show up.
Right.
Oh, so he was here 2 nights running.
Mm-hmm. Well, we don't know if it's 2 consecutive nights running.
Oh, okay, yeah, but on 2 separate occasions, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Walt said, that he was here twice. The first time to talk to someone, and the second time he broke down the back. He broke the lock and came in through the back, which means that Cyrus knew when Darnell which means that someone knew, whoever this was, knew Darnell was here in order to show up and do that.
And Rico could
Interesting.
always take Cyrus off to the side to talk to him while King's doing his thing.
Yeah, I mean, you can do whatever. I think, yeah, I mean, if you're going to physically investigate Cole first,
Sure.
you do the thing, and then I'll look at doing my thing, and we'll see where we get to. So go for it, man.
Cool.
So yeah, so I'm gonna check out the journal area where it occurred, see if there's anything I notice unusual in any way.
I'm going to approach and see if I can convince him to go into the cloakroom for a private conversation.
Okay, we'll go ahead and do that first. As Cole starts to look around. You kind of come up, and Rico does the whole, "Hey, Cyrus, let me talk to you in the coat room real quick." Okay, so go ahead and you're gonna try to convince him to go to the coat room and talk to you, are ya?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and give me a convince. As you're just like, "Cyrus, buddy, I work here often. You can trust me. I'm one of the family."
I'm not suspicious at all.
Or maybe something happens bad and we find out why he's not trying to hit on Martha.
Maybe he's just a good guy.
Let's find out what the dice tell us.
What is it? Is this Cole? Is it?
This will be Rico for
Rico.
the convincing.
Rico.
He's convincing.
And are you as you get him to the coat room? Is there anything particularly you're looking to get out of him?
I want to find out if he talked to this guy, told him when Darnell was going to show up. Also find out if Darnell's part of the after-hours gambling.
Okay, go ahead and give me a convince. Wow. Great success, and not even you.
You're on fire tonight.
Wow.
Somebody's got a golden horseshoe up their butt.
Someone just jinxed me.
Sorry, man.
So you do the whole, "Hey Cyrus, let's talk in the coat room. We don't, you don't want them to overhear you." And he gladly kind of gives them a look like, he's kind of confused, but if you're suspicious of them, sure. And he goes in the coat room with you, and he's just like, "Rico, bro, what's up?"
Hey, I have a few questions, and since you're pretty much the working stiff like myself here, I hope we could trade info.
You got it, man.
So, this Darnell guy, what do you know about him?
Well, he was just like this, lonely guy that Martha's been, given private, songs to, and she takes these Lonely Heart Club key carriers in, and kind of tries to just make them feel like better human beings. You know how she is, But the Darnell guy was getting a little too enamored for my likings, if you know what I mean. I mean, I know that it's normal for lonely hearts to get enamored with her, and she always shoots them down because she is like she is. But and he seems like hesitant to say something,
Ooh, just you, me, and the hangers.
He kind of like so. Well, it may not be like I told the cops that. Honestly, I was there when Martha Darnell and the killer were having some words. I didn't hear what happened because I was locking up the front, but she was there with the hooded guy and Darnell when the guy dropped dead.
She was there.
She was there. The three of them were talking.
Okay. So Darnell, he wasn't. He was just here to visit her. He wasn't doing the gambling stuff.
No, no, no. The gambling stuff was happening back in the storage room, and that wasn't going on really with big money that night. That's kind of why the the actual bar was clear, and that's why she was meeting him. But he was just here for Martha.
Okay. And you didn't have any prior conversations with this hooded guy?
Oh no, I've never seen the hooded guy before. I mean, and he kind of like puts his hands in his pocket, kind of nervous, but he's just like, yeah. Sammy gave me some extra bonus cash to make sure to say that I was bringing Martha out to the stage area with when the dude was talking to Darnell and Darnell died.
Because I have it on good authority that this hooded guy, this wasn't the first time he showed up.
He's
Yeah.
it's the first time I've ever seen that dude. I mean, that dude seemed legit. I mean, he kind of uh, when I saw him, I would not have wanted to mess with this dude. I mean, he had some tats. He looked skinny and scrawny, but I'll be damned if that guy could move. I mean, that guy, just something off about him. I mean, yeah, I don't know how to say it, but he was the creepiest looking dude in a hoodie and a tank top I've ever seen.
So the tattoos were what were the image?
It looked like just one of those death and decay kind of dudes. Lots of skulls, and he had the cheesy spider web on the elbow that you see some folks have. It didn't look like he was any crew or any gang that I've seen. I mean, it's just he had this whole death and decay thing going. And he was, I'm telling you, man. And he kind of like leans in to be all quiet. It's like, I don't like the way he looked at Martha. I mean, he had this look in his eyes for her that, and something was off with him. I mean, he kept like waving his hands like he was, Italian or something. And he kind of does these Italian hand gestures.
Hmm. Anything else you could do? Anything else that you can tell me about this guy?
Just that, I mean, he's he's not the kind of guy I'd want to run into in a dark alley. And when this big 6'4" guy whose arms are the size of your head, says that's kind of telling that this big, very
Gotta take
strong
it
alpha
seriously.
masculine dude's like, I don't want to run into this creepy, skinny guy with death tattoos. You know,
Okay.
And this dude was wound as tight as an alley cat, man. I mean, as soon as he saw me, something happened, and the dude dropped dead. I mean, I don't know how the skinny guy could do that, but
Okay.
but bro, just if you see this creepazoid, I would just stay away from him. And if he kind of like waves his hands and he does this wave gesture, I would not want to be there because you could just drop dead. I think maybe he's like a wizard or something, or kung fu master that can just wave his hands and you drop dead. maybe that's it. He used some super fast kung fu I didn't catch that just made the guy's heart explode. I saw this kung fu movie once. And just as he starts going on his little kung fu movie montage, let's switch back to Cole, who's doing his checking out the floor.
Yeah, well, floor, tables, all the area.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Taking in the scene. So you're going to investigate the
Maybe there's
place?
maybe there's a plug panel on the floor that the guy electrocuted himself on or something weird. Unlikely, but hey. All right, yeah, we're gonna check it out. I don't know that I have anything big to use. Let's see. Unless I use like divine intervention.
Pull out the big stops. Pull out the Dos Ex Machina machine.
Big gun.
Yeah. Because I don't have any other real big ones that'll help. So we'll do that. So we're doing investigate.
Yep.
All right. Good Lord.
The power
Seriously,
of one.
dude, what is wrong with you?
As Cole has just gotten too deep in his cups today. He must have been having an off day and he's drinking like nobody's business.
Man.
Even with divine intervention, I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, you found some cigarette butts. Well done.
Hell, that would have been something.
You found
True,
the chalk
true,
outline
true.
that's still on the floor, even though they tried to mop it off.
Chalk outline, love it.
Yeah, nothing
Okay.
over here, man.
So you're investigating your ass off, and while you're busy doing that, you kind of like fade to the background because your investigate is that good that you're just Columboing this shit and checking anything and everything out. You're checking under tables, and as you're doing that, and it seems very ineffective, whatever you're doing. What is King doing as he now has this perfect spotlight moment?
Okay, I am gonna step onto the stage. I will kind of reach inside my jacket and take out the last trumpet. I will just wait, just center myself briefly, kind of close my eyes, concentrate, kind of absorb the kind of atmosphere that's soaked into the walls of however many 100 years or something of this club, just kind of
As you just
feel
feel
it.
gloom and loneliness
Yep.
symbiotically leach into you as the environment, and
That's
that's gonna lead your jazz, isn't it?
Yep.
Because you know how to play the
I
room.
will kind of do my kind of signature, kind of just rub my index fingers down over my lips, and then I will put the trumpet on my lips and I will play. And I am going to I'm going to play the last trumpet to summon the ghost. He's still on this plane of Darnell. Now, I don't
Okay.
actually know what move this will be. I don't know whether it's a change the game or.
You can totally go change the game if you want,
Do you
or
think
you
that's
can.
appropriate?
Yeah, that's totally appropriate. Because
Okay.
And I will
Right.
give you one because you are embracing the environment and sucking in all the emotions and using that to empower your music.
Yep. Okay. Right. I think I'm going to smash this then. Right. Long forgotten secrets hang like notes in the air is one of my tags, my power tags. If that's all right.
Okay.
Hang on. Why can't I see my other? Oh, can you only tag one thing from a? Oh no.
No, you can
From
tag multiples.
Yeah. For some reason, I can't. My. That's why.
I was also
Well,
poking around your
strangely enough.
character sheet, so I could have been messing you up.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And the primary power is playing it can summon lost souls. Well, that's perfectly reasonable.
That sounds like a hit.
It sounds like a hit. And I've also got something mesmerizing musician in my whatever that is, logos, isn't it? So that should be good. I think. Okay, I think we'll go with that. And we're doing change the game, yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Come on, big boy. Boom.
Damn.
Wow.
So of course, as Cole walks by the chalk line doing his investigating Columbo thing, all of a
That's so
sudden
weird.
your chords start coming out and you see where the chalk line is. There's a figure kneeling down on his knees, just crying into his hands with his heads down. And you just hear this soft, haunting, somber whimper coming from the spirit. And you clearly know it's a spirit.
Yeah.
So now that you see that, how would you like to spend your power of 4?
What? Right. What does it actually allow me to do? Create a story tag, burn a power tag, scale up an effect, prolong the effect, hide the effect. Right. Okay. I think I'm keen to include the other players in whatever interaction we have.
Okay, so
Just
you
because
pump a little
that
more
seems
power into it so he becomes
yeah,
corporeal almost.
that's right. Yeah, yeah. I think that's perfect. I think that's probably a cool thing to do. Is just kind of give him some substance so that maybe Cole and Rico, if he does come back in by that time,
So you
can
scale
see
up
and
the
interact
effects
with
so
him.
that all of a sudden Cole, doesn't realize he just walked through a ghost until it materializes right behind him and he just gawks at it.
Yeah, like what the hell?
I think so. Any other improvement?
And I will give you, he seems to be under some kind of negative effect. He has a
Go on.
effect currently on him. You don't know what it is quite yet. That kind of requires some interaction investigation type of
Yeah, of
deal.
course.
But he does have an effect if you would like to use the give or
Power
reduce a
to
status. You could totally
negate
use
it,
some of
or
your points to negate his statuses he's
yeah,
under right now.
yeah, no problem. Yeah, I think that's what I was going to say. Is kind of make him more not pliable isn't
Susceptible.
right, but make him more approachable and more cogent.
Okay, and
Uh,
how many points are you going to reduce what he's under currently?
well, what did it cost me to kind of make him more
Corporeal?
corporeal, and so that Cole and Rico could interact with him as
That
well?
would be just 1. So you scaled up the
Okay.
effect to make more targets.
Okay, I think then in that case, I will spend 2 power to try and reduce whatever negative effect he is under.
Okay, so you're using your music to kind of pull him into the
Yeah.
present instead of whatever he's trapped in, because that's what it kind of
Yep.
feels like to you. There's kind of like
Okay.
he's trapped or reliving emotion.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that for 2. Create a story tag. Now, how do story tags work in this?
So
What
basically,
actually is a story tag?
so you could create a tag for the scene here. So
Yeah.
it could totally be sort of like if you've ever played Fate, how you can create an aspect. So you could say portal to the depends on what you want out of the tag. So like how you have tags for your abilities like the ones you just used.
Yep.
You can create a
Yep.
temporary one in the scene. Or you
Right.
can throw it on someone. So you could totally create a tag and put it on him, on the ghost. Or you could put a tag and stick it on Martha. Maybe she walks out of the bathroom as you're singing and whammo, this effect just strikes her at her core. Or you could totally
Okay.
use it on, keeping the dude in the coat room kind of sad and crying because of the melancholy music.
I
Or you could totally slap one on Cole saying, "You're better than that." +1.
do you know what? Yes, I am going to do that because he sucks tonight. I'm going to say, right, Cole, you are, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Cole, I tell you what, yeah, it's going to be the City of Mist equivalent of bardic inspiration. How about that? Boom. Cole, be better.
So, Cole, you've got
Okay.
a temporary tag on yourself that you can use.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, and I will. I'll kind of finish playing, if you like, and step down from the stage and walk over to him. Hey, Darnell.
And you just hear him sadly crying. You and Cole both realize that there's a ghost kneeling on the ground before you, and he's just he seems that he's under the effect of sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Not as bad as he was a minute ago, where he was just like whimpering softly into his hands, paralyzed with sorrow. But it's definitely been weakened by your effect. You kind of you pierced the veil on more than one level.
Yeah. Okay.
And both of you are able to interact with him, or at least try to.
Yep. Okay. Well, I think I'll kneel down in front of him and kind of try and get his attention. Darnell.
Okay. And
Darnell, my name is King.
And as
this
you
is Cole.
Do that, give me a convince as you're trying to break him. You are at a -2 because of his thing.
Yeah, no problem.
It was a -4, so it's a good thing you put some points into that.
Okay. Convince. Oh no, that's
as sadly Cole is like, I found a ghost.
Right?
Okay, convince. I have got a power tag in my mission thing, which is I know what will make you happy.
Ooh.
Which might work. That might help.
You've got that whole Lucifer thing. Tell me what you want.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. That's probably about all I can tick, unless empathic. Oh no, empathic connection is between team members, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
that
between
right?
your teammates.
Okay. Okay, I've burned my divine intervention. Okay, I think it's just going to have to be a roll then. Ooh, I'm at -1. Okay, and what am I doing? Convince, you say?
Convince, as you're trying to get him to like interact with you.
Yep, no problem. Stand by. Let me press the button. I was going to say, can you help? Can you help people in this game? You can't you?
If Cole would like to, that would give you a +1.
Yeah, because you have the crew things, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but you can assist another character, can't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, as you're much better now, Cole.
I mean, you could totally use your empathic connection if you want Cole's good cop, bad cop with you.
Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. Yep. I'm just conscious that we're negative or whatever. So.
Yeah, but the way you've been rolling, you're all good.
Okay. True. Right,
and I will give you a +1 with Cole's help, since Cole sounds like he's willing to help.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Fine. Convince. Do it. 12.
Look at that
Damn.
Shit.
Okay.
Good number.
Guys are rocking stuff.
There you go. And actually, that tag is perfect. I know what will make you happy. I know what to make you individual at peace. That's perfect. Absolutely spot on.
as
Uh,
he immediately stops crying and does this wipe across his nose, and he looks up at you straight in the eyes, and he just, you can see me, and he looks at over at Cole like he's shocked that you can see him.
Yep, nod at him. Like, yep.
yep, we can. I don't know how long we'll be able to see you for, my friend, but let's use our time wisely. What happened to you, man?
I I I think I'm dead.
Yep, you are. But it's not the end. Don't worry, there'll be something else. But I want to find out what happened to you.
I
And
I I I was coming to see Martha to tell her how I really feel, how how amazing she is, and I'm dead. And he kind of just looks through his hands to the floor and sees the chalk outline he's sitting in.
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't change that, but I might be able to help you move to the next place if I'm able to find out what happened to you. That's how it works. Um, but I need your help for that. We need your help for that. Um,
Hey,
and Martha needs you to help us find out what happened. Because I don't want anything bad to happen to her.
Martha is the sweetest, most kind person ever. She senses what's hurting you, and she tries to make it better.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Martha sang for me, and
yeah.
you just see him kind of like smile with happy tears coming down his eyes.
But what happened to you? How did you die? There was a guy here with tattoos and things. Who's that guy?
He was there was something wrong with that guy.
Do you know him?
I've never seen him before, but he 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 was waving his hand at me, and Martha was singing for me.
What, Martha was singing while he was here?
She was singing about the loneliness I was feeling, that how I was crippled by how alone I am in the world, that my friends, they we the first time I saw her, they were on double dates with their girlfriends, and I was the fifth wheel, and Martha, and he kind of like trails off looking like he's remembering. Martha made me feel like I wasn't alone. And she sang to me.
Yeah,
And
she does that. She's got the voice of an angel.
she sang of sorrow and loneliness, and about a boy who had no one to call their own. And the hooded man was waving his hands, and I collapsed.
Was he waving his hands at you or at her?
He was waving his hands at me, and he was scary, and he scared Martha. But when I collapsed, he ran away, I think. I
Do you know what he wanted?
he was he was watching us, and he kind of like I I I don't know what happened to me. And he just seems rather confused looking back at the both of you guys.
Okay. Did
He
did
was
he did he actually physically hurt you in some way? Did he injure you?
No,
Did he have any weapons or anything?
and he kind of like points right here where his chalk outline is I was standing here, and Martha was on the stage, and he points over here,
Mm-hmm.
and she was singing to me when she saw him watching us, and then he ran up to me waving his hands, and that's when she was still singing, and I collapsed. I
Hmm.
I don't understand. And he kind of like looks at King and does the tell me I won't be alone.
You really won't be alone, but
I've,
you won't if when I solve this, when we solve this, you'll pass on. You'll go to the next place, and where you won't be alone at all.
I
You'll
won't
be
be
at peace.
alone.
No, no,
And
but
and and you won't let the man in the hood hurt Martha.
I will try my best to not let that happen. Yeah, I won't lie to you, but yeah, I'll do everything in my power to keep her safe. But where did the man come from? Why did he target you?
I I don't I and then he has just like this moment of profoundness with like I don't think he meant for me to be hurt.
What makes you say that?
He he something in his eyes, and and
So he
and, and
seemed shocked when you died?
just the way he waved his hands, he was I don't know. And he just kind of like looks over at Cole like you know what I'm saying, as you're just like I don't know what you're saying, Ghost.
Uh, yeah,
Hmm.
sure. Okay, okay.
Just
And
please protect Martha. She has the soul of an angel.
Hmm.
I
does
I
she?
never got to tell her how I really felt.
I think she knew. She'd never say it, but I think she knew. And I'll try and
She has the
calm it.
ability to see your soul and sing for you what you need to hear.
Does she?
Hmm.
Uh, uh,
The
okay.
ghost is getting you all choked up.
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay. We will do everything we can to make sure you will be at peace and to protect Martha. But I need to find this guy. Do you know how I can do that? Was there anything you can tell us? Anything you remember about what he said or what he looked like or what he was wearing or where he came from that might give us a clue where to find him?
And the only thing, and he kind of like moves his hand almost like autonomic response, like he's
Hmm.
mimicking something, and it's an odd hand gesture. It's definitively he's doing a hand gesture.
Yep. Is that what the guy did?
He did this, and he was angry that I didn't understand it.
Oh, shit. I've got one of my powers is that I can speak and understand any language that exists. Does it look
Ooh,
like some form of sign language?
it does look like sign language. Since you have that great ability, and good time for you to mention that ability. It looks
Yeah.
like
Sorry about that.
he is. He's signing danger death.
Right.
Is the gesture that you're seeing? Obviously, the homeless guy in the alleyway did not know how to sign language, and he was just waving his hands. But you're seeing
Right.
definitively the signs for danger death. You know,
Yeah.
and that's the last thing he saw before he had a heart attack and died.
Right. Okay.
As
Okay.
just as that happens, in the cloakroom, you guys see on a security camera out at the entranceway that there's a car that pulls up and a pair of folks come out and kind of do that cop knock on the door at the entranceway. As immediately our favorite bouncer here and Rico look at the camera in shock when they hear the doosh 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 on the door. It's quiet enough that
So
you
it's not
guys
the housekeeping knock.
having your moment. Yeah, it's that particular cop knock that's slightly different, where it's meant to shake the foundation a bit. What does Rico do? Of course, Cyrus just like
I
rolls his eyes. There's a little hint of recognition on his face.
I look at Cyrus
As he's
and
just
what
like,
take
if we don't answer the door, they should go away. We're closed.
so play it cool or
As he's just like, the lights are off. We just have to play that we're closed.
okay. And I will step out of the cloakroom and join the guys at the where they're at.
Okay, you come around the corner and you see them talking to a ghost on the floor. He's on his knees and he's like doing this hand gesture.
It must be a
And
Tuesday.
and you hear someone fumbling with the lock in the ladies' room. Obviously, Martha locked it behind her while she was having her moment.
Hmm. So I'm going to make my way over there.
Okay, so you hear
Actually,
Martha's going to be
no.
walking up behind you, fumbling the door, and you're going to head towards the guys.
Uh, yeah. But I'm going to I'm going to try to signal them subtly, letting them know that Martha's approaching. That that we have activity.
Okay, so you come up. They're talking to the ghost. They look at you, and you're giving them the obvious signals of Dame is coming up behind me.
Well, more like no, not necessarily her specifically, but people are coming around.
Okay. The slightly panicked look of turn off the supernatural stuff. The normies are coming.
I mean,
There's
what happens around that kind of thing? Because am I right in thinking that the mist kind of shrouds things for normal people? Is that like you
for
kind of deliberately
sleepers. Normally, they just don't notice stuff for the most part.
right?
Granted, you did
Okay.
pump up the power,
Yes,
so
true. So that other people,
it could be
yeah,
misunderstood or it could totally be a ghost, type of thing. And of course, no one will believe them. And eventually, they'll forget the story ever happened, and it'll
yeah,
be a ghost fire tale. But they
yeah.
can totally react to it at the moment. There are
Yes, of
there
course.
are the
Yes, of
occasional
course. Yeah.
breaks of the mist that can actually activate sleepers to become rifts themselves.
Oh, I see. Right. Yeah.
There
Yeah.
can be
I would
folks
have
out
got
there
away with it.
that force awakenings, and those people are jerks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or they could be
Yeah.
hero makers out there. There could totally have been a mysterious stranger that woke each of you guys up sequentially so you'd all run into each other.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys
look.
see him come up and he's given the signal that incoming guys. You can totally dissipate him if you want.
Okay.
Or you can leave him out there in the open.
Okay, but in my understanding of the metaphysic, if you like, even if he's dissipated, it still means that he's essentially trapped here until I resolve his issue gets resolved somehow. Yeah. I think I will then. In that case, I'll say, I'll just kind of touch him on the shoulder as much as I can. Not that I can, but and just kind of look into his eyes and say, "My friends and I will finish this. We'll put you at peace. Just give us some time." And I'll kind of.
And as you waft the effect.
Yeah, I'll probably play another little note on the trumpet or something, probably to.
And,
do you know what I mean?
Finishing note.
Yeah, the closing bar or something,
And as you say that and finish your song, he just reaches up to you and kind of, gently puts a hand on your leg since he's, kneeling on the ground and says, "Thank you," and fades away.
And I'll look at Cole and go, "Welcome to my world."
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier seeing that stuff when you do these weird things. So did you mention recognition of the signal, the hand symbol, or anything about that, or as it came out in your head, or
as you went, "Oh, no shit, I recognize that."
Yeah, I think I would have just said it out loud, and it's like, it's sign language. I'll say something like that. Danger and death is, and I would have said that. And I'll kind of look over at Rico and kind of say, the guy, he was waving his hands. It's sign language. He's deaf.
Yeah, well, according to Cyrus, he got paid a little extra money to say that what's her name wasn't there when he died. Apparently, all three of them were there together.
And just then, on cue, what's her name, Martha, comes popping out of the ladies' room, looking all around this long line to where you guys are. And she just has that weird moment where she pops out all nice and prim and put back together, still inebriated, so there's a little bit of stumble when she comes out of the ladies' room, and she just smiles as she's walking towards you guys.
Okay.
The cops are here again.
How quietly do you say that, by the way?
Pretty quiet.
Okay. She's a far distance away.
3 times.
I know we had this conversation last time, and I can't remember what the upshot was in terms of the game mechanic. Can we, as Rifts, automatically tell if somebody else is a Rift?
Only after the first time they've more or less exposed themselves.
What, used a power or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so sounds like you're tracking the same way I'm tracking here.
I like all these unsaid suspicions here.
Okay, I'm gonna storm across the room to Martha, and I'm gonna kind of grab her wrist.
Ooh, about where in the bar are you meeting? Between here and here.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. If she's coming out of the cloakroom and she's out of the ladies' room and kind of coming across the bar, I'm gonna, kind of somewhere in the middle. I think,
like right around here.
If we, yeah, sure.
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of storm up to her and grab her wrist and just look her in the eyes, and and I'll say to her, I've spoken to Darnell.
And
I think there's more to this.
her
Are
eyes
you
get kind of
hungry?
big, and she's just like, that poor boy. He was so lonely.
Yeah,
Did you know that he was an orphan? He'd
sure.
been lonely his
And
whole
yet,
life.
you look great, don't you? I've never seen you looking so well.
Well, says Sammy's been sent me to talk to a doctor, and he helped me talk through a lot of my problems.
Yeah. Um. Okay. As I say, I've got a power where I can tell if people are lying. So I don't know whether I need to roll something or. Um. I, my suspicion is that she's sucking the life force out of people. I
Ooh.
don't even know whether that's a thing.
No, that's where my mind was.
Um,
It's almost like you're suspicious in noir actions that all the women are femme fatales.
dude.
Wow. Wow.
um, so I mean, and that's a classic kind of film noir thing. You grab a a lady's wrist and do you know what I mean? Kind of hold it up and you say, "I challenge you," that kind of. So I don't, that would be my plan. Is my kind of psycho pomp kind of thing gives me kind of supernatural senses, I suppose, is the best way I could describe it.
Okay, so
And is she fibbing to me?
uh, she's telling you the truth about seeing a doctor,
Yep.
and so what exactly do you ask? So I can see if I can play the Fey game with you.
Okay.
And she may not know.
Did you kill Darnell with your
Oh
voice?
shit! Why
Oh,
you gotta
damn.
go for the straight up question?
Right?
Yeah, and I'll say it to
King,
her.
King's going straight for the freaking throat. Like, no, no beating around the bush here.
as wow, as things are gonna take a turn here. As
Yeah.
as you straight out of a 1940s, black and white movie, grab the dame by the wrist and say, "Did you
Yep,
kill him?"
with your voice.
How dare you use the power of magic, of music?
Yep.
So you
What is
throw down that, and you come out and just blatantly throw it out there, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Jim's like, wasn't ready for that one.
I was hoping to never hear that one.
Boom.
Um,
He was
What
waiting
have
for the subtle play.
Go ahead and give me
Yep.
face danger.
Face danger, no problem.
And feel free to use any tags you'd like. Like the
Yep.
So, just a reminder while he's figuring out some tags there. So,
Yep.
on the attention, quick question: I forget what makes those work? That's when you use the weakness, right?
Yeah, that's when you use the weakness.
Okay, that's when you mark attentions. Okay, so I was trying to remember.
And yes, I'm totally tagging his can attract unwanted attention, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. Uh,
where is
can't,
Cyrus?
What's that?
can't see.
Where
Where's
is
Cyrus?
Yeah, I
So at
can't see
this
my other
very
card.
moment,
I don't know whether you're in it, Jim. I don't know.
yeah, I just
I
got
can't
out of it.
see my.
It
Yeah, I can't see my other card for some reason.
You might want to
My.
close your character sheet and reopen it. I was in there
Oh, okay.
tagging your weakness, by the way.
Yeah, no problem, man.
That's probably the card that disappeared.
Yeah. Right, bear with me a second. Right.
So she's
So,
still
as you're
Sarah's still over
confronting
here.
her, Cyrus is coming around the corner since you guys are having
Oh,
a
shit.
scene.
Would it be? Should we be throwing our icons on the map?
We probably should. Let me go grab them real quick.
What's that?
Your icons.
Icons.
Oh, okay.
A little more detail versus straight theater of the mind now.
Uh-huh.
Since we went right into overdrive,
Dun 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 dun
from
dun.
first to overdrive.
I think the only thing I can tag is probably every lie sounds like a bum note. I think everything else seems a bit off. I don't know.
Yeah, walk through your thought on some. See what you
Uh,
think might play.
I've got a kind of the dead don't lie, but that's more to do with the dead, I think. And she's not dead unless she is a vampire.
Blah blah
Well,
blah.
or part of the inkling of feeling from the dead that did not lie.
True.
And some
Yeah.
of the stuff he said helps to
Yep. No, that's a
kind
very
of.
good one. That's a good. No, that's a good call, man. Well done. I don't want to have so every neighbourhood jazz club owner, everyone of any importance comes to my club. Mesmerising musician. No, I don't think. And you guys, I don't know whether you guys are doing anything because I can't use a crew thing.
Kind of on pins and needles at the moment, but yeah.
No, true. I've gone and slapped everyone in the face a bit.
He went straight for the Columbo angle.
Yeah,
Right.
music is the universal language. I know that's the I can speak any language. Okay, yeah, I think I'm good. That probably, and you've already put me at a minus, have you, Jim?
Yeah, I've already
You've
clicked for
already,
the weakness. It should already be in there.
yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I can see it now. Yeah. Okay. And what am I rolling? Sorry, dude. Toe to toe.
Face danger or toe to
Face
toe.
Face
I'm going
danger.
with
danger.
toe to toe.
Sorry, which one?
It
Either
should
one.
be face danger, but I'm good with you if you want to go toe to toe.
No. Face
You're
danger is.
calling her out.
Yeah, I am. Is that more toe to toe then?
It could be either or.
Fine. I'll face danger. I'll go for that.
Yeah, because that's what's going to happen now.
Yeah. Face danger. Can't see it. Where's it gone?
Ooh. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, that's not good. You missed. Take the full status. Do it, man. Do it.
Okay, so King is over here. I still need to get some more tokens in play. I'm trying not to grab Star Wars tokens.
My little trumpeter has appeared on the screen. Awesome.
Why not steal Star Wars tokens? You stole Star Wars names.
Who's that?
That's her.
That's her, is it? What?
Yeah.
What token is it? Is it a Star Wars one? Is it?
It's just a random femme fatale one.
Oh, I love a good femme fatale icon.
Yeah, because I really like the cop names that you pulled out there.
Those actually weren't my names that I picked. I won't take credit for them, but they are good cop names.
Did they come from something else then?
They did. They came from the City of Mist newest adventure
did
book
they?
that came out, Nights of Payne Town.
Really?
Right.
Dash
Yeah.
and Quinn? Because
Well, it's Das and Quinn.
oh, sorry. Okay. Because I'm like going, okay, so he took my Imperial pilot and my Rebel pilot, Quinn. I'm like, really?
See how he's.
Yeah, I'm like going.
That's why you think your dice were jinxed, because I stole your other characters.
Right?
as you guys pretty much, you all get taken aside by the whole. He comes out and flat out does the, "Did you kill him?"
I mean, super surprised because I was thinking that route that it was her, but I wasn't going to confront her directly about such powers
Because she could kill us all.
right. But
Exactly.
hey, do
Boom.
whatever you're going to do, man. Oh, you need one for what's his nuts too, right there.
Yep,
The
I'm pulling one up for what's his nuts.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, so
Sorry,
I was
man.
looking to be I was looking to be a little more subtle around it, so she didn't like start singing and kill us. But
So two things are gonna happen. One, of course, he's coming around the corner and he's seeing you manhandle her. There's probably gonna be a problem there.
Yep.
And two, pain behind the eyes.
Oh
So
dear.
I'm gonna do as a hard move. I'm gonna ask
Yep.
King, what is your character's greatest pain? And by the way, let us all know. Open your heart and share. And know that for a fact Martha knows that answer too.
Yep.
oh,
My
shit.
greatest pain. And when you say greatest pain, do you mean like a fear or
It would be
I'm not?
what pain can cripple King. So like we now know it's
Oh, I
loneliness for
see.
the dead kid. So
Yeah.
what is your what is your weak spot there? And we'll totally use this guy for
God, that's a good question.
time for some soul searching.
Yeah, I mean, I think music is my thing, and so I think if I didn't have that, I would be nothing. But I'm just trying to think about how that translates to a pain. I don't know.
People who butcher the music or the art.
One day they teach these kids will be able to use a synthesizer to do what I do.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know quite how to put it. God, what's my pain? What's my greatest pain? I'm open to suggestions. I'm just trying to think about.
Dice rolls.
What? Dice rolls.
Yeah. Yeah.
I trying to think about pain.
Well, okay, so I think that one idea is to take a look at the weakness tags
Yeah.
because make up the story of your character. Like for me, everything's about Jill.
Yes, of
Jill's
course.
the key to who I really am. But your weakness tags are kind of all encompassing about who you are, and maybe that can help you figure out what your um, single what pain point defines your character.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
And if it
I
helps,
go on, Jim.
I'll totally throw it out there that it is 12 o'clock. Does Cole need time to think about this answer?
You mean King?
King, sorry.
Oh, I see. Right,
We
like a
could
cliffhanger.
we could totally do a cliffhanger and do our montage, and and you can come back with what that pain is that you revealed to
Yeah.
Martha by accusing her of being
Okay.
a killer.
Yeah. No, I mean that's a cool thing. Gives me a bit of breathing space, and I'll think of something. No,
See
but
how
that's cool
see how
advice,
you
Neil.
put
Yeah,
me
I
on the
see.
spot, but I put you on the spot because of one
Yeah.
Yeah.
bad dice roll.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was entertaining. You were actually a little rocked there, Jim. Like, oh shit.
The one
Yeah, I'm
question you
curious
never
to see
want
what
to
you
be
think.
asked.
Yeah, had you kind of back on your heels.
I'm glad you were there with me, though, David. I think that we were both coming to the same conclusion. I think, and
Yeah, I was just waiting for the right point to say something.
So how did you guys figure it out?
well, it might not even be true yet. There might be some other twist, but
Yeah, what triggered it for me was so she when he first started talking around, she feels what people do and sings the right song for him and stuff and helps them. I started having feelings that she may have powers. I didn't connect the killing until the guy made this saying, waving her hand. So he was actually coming in to like try to warn the guy. It sounds like just it's like, dude, you're in trouble because she's singing, and whatever group this guy's with knows something about her and her powers.
Okay.
And he was trying to save the guy, but so now whether she knows what she does, I don't know, or if she realizes what happens, but that's where it kind of clicked to me, like, oh shit, it's probably her.
I totally love how you say he's got a group already. The conspiracies are starting to start.
yeah,
Right?
they're all over the internet. So yeah, I will think of a thing, and if that's our kind of cliffhanger, then that's awesome. What did you say? Do we do a montage now? Then how does that work?
Yep. So this would be time for the geeking out. So at the and I posted it in the notes to help. So at the end of session, when the credits roll around the table, each player can answer one or more of the following questions.
Uh-huh. How has the crew grown in this section?
You've grown as a bunch of conspiracy nuts.
Yeah, maybe.
Because the nice thing is you can get more help and hurt points with each other.
Yeah. Grown. How has the crew grown, guys?
So who wants to go first? Because remember, each of you guys can take turns answering one or more of those questions, which can totally help to recover burnt tags, by the way, so that way you get them back quickly, as well as adding help points.
Well, I mean, there's definitely groups grown. I mean, you and I had kind of a quick link on thinking there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
And you know what it was? It's because you used the empathic thing. Yep.
Yes.
Your brains are simpatico.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we've perhaps meshed a bit more, yeah.
My butt was puckering as I read your thoughts between each other.
Exactly.
Yep.
So definitely, yeah, that's how I see that the team's grown.
Yep. I mean, it's weird that we're all up and about at 2:30 in the morning, but them toilets aren't going to unblock themselves.
And the best part is there's cops outside the door. There's a possible rumble about to happen inside. I can totally see the cops kicking in the door to come in when they hear the rumble.
Oh, I love it. Love it. Recover a burnt crew power tag or mark. Tension on a crew theme. Well, I think the attention on a crew theme has got to be the empathic connection, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. You probably want
the biggest
to.
thing, yeah.
So, I think can we mark attention on a crew theme, or is it just per character?
It's the crew theme, but all of you guys need to do it because your cards aren't linked.
Right. So if we can mark an attention mark on Dabblers in the Mist crew theme.
So that's what that would do, is bring a mark?
Yeah, you'd put another one of the home base checks and check that. Because
under the attention.
Because when you fill it, you would then flip the card and you see what bonuses you can get to it.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
See, I think that the most meaningful interaction was, I think it was King and the dead ghost, because once he mentioned that King recognized the sign language, that kind of flipped the script from that moment on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Sure did, especially with this reaction.
Yeah. I'd say so. Which? So, and then presumably individually, which of your themes is under the most strain? What does that mean? Is that a mechanical thing?
That would be the cracking or
Oh, right.
fading.
Okay.
So if it's
I
a
don't know.
mythos, it fades. If it's a logos, it has crack. None of you guys really
But
have
that,
any of them that you're worried about because you're actually using
no,
them as opposed to
no,
ignoring them.
no.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I don't think I've got any crack on mine.
Because crack kills. Don't do drugs,
Yeah,
King.
it does. Yeah, and so do femme fatales. But
Yeah.
um,
In all the right ways.
yeah. Uh, okay. Well, we can't say anything about the crack unless you guys have got cracks on yours that you want to say
I
about.
don't think so.
Okay. I've still got a pended divine, like a burnt power tag from last time on the crew theme, but that doesn't apply to everyone's tag, does it?
No,
No, it would
just yours.
just be yours.
Okay.
So
All right.
you could totally work on getting that back. You just say how you got it back.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Divine intervention is the one that I burned last time.
Mm-hmm.
I, I don't know. I think because this is kind of finished, like I say finished. This has ended kind of in media res, hasn't it? It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
in the action. The only thing I guess I've done that could even come close to that is probably trying to help another spirit pass over. I think is the only thing I could think of. But,
I would accept that. I mean,
yeah,
what do you guys
okay.
think?
I made a
Yeah.
promise to a dead dude to try and solve his mystery. I'd say
Yeah.
that.
I mean, think
That's
about it.
where I was kind of leaning.
This poor spirit is trapped in loneliness and sorrow.
Yeah.
The way he
Uh,
died,
Because
he is now trapped in how he felt in life for eternity. Except you're giving him closure, as well as you promise when he moves on to the next place, he will never be alone.
the woman he loved took his heart. Yep.
Yep.
I mean,
So harsh.
Why you rub it in, man? And
Finally.
you're just lucky.
what about you?
You're just lucky you weren't the victim earlier in
Yeah.
life.
Have you guys got tags then on your crew that you need to revamp somehow?
I have not burned anything yet.
No,
Remember, don't be shy in burning stuff for instant success. I mean,
no, no,
No,
no,
I
no, no.
know.
it does come back quickly. It can suck with certain abilities if you burn like your one to rule them all power. You know.
Yeah.
Well, the way I was rolling, I was tempted to.
True.
The
Yeah.
dice were
You took
not
the stuff.
kind to you today.
No, not at all. Hopefully,
Uh,
this evening's better.
so we've grown. So we've answered a lot of those questions. How have we grown?
Yep.
We've put some attention on a crew theme. We've talked about which character had the most meaningful interaction with your character this session. So is that which character is in the other characters that are in play, or the NPCs, or whatever?
It would be what character in player character or non-player character.
Right, fine. Well, I
So
think
it's increasing the boon or the negative or
helper
whatever,
hate.
right?
The helper hate.
Yeah,
Or helper hurt, not hate.
right.
Oh, here we go.
Which can totally be used later to cash in, with each other.
Right.
As poor Cyrus comes around the corner seeing you manhandling Martha, and then all of a sudden she soul gazes your ass like Harry Dresden.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was nice knowing you, man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to get pound in from both sides, aren't I? Yeah. Suck out my soul and then suck out my eyes with his massive guns. Squeeze my head until it pops off.
Pretty
It's
much.
beautiful when the dice say, "You're asking an important question. Let's find out the answer together."
Oh, balls.
As King just looks back at the other two of you guys and goes, "Balls."
Oh, it was a good job I know a guy with a sword.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what else to answer on there. Any of you
Yeah.
guys?
No, Rico? No?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I guess that's it then.
Yep. Yeah, I think we're good with that. And I'll think of a pain for next time.
So when is
King's
this?
greatest pain. So you guys good
Yeah.
with the 5th or the 12th?
What? Sorry, where are we looking?
February.
For February?
I can only do the 5th. The 12th is I'm working, so.
Okay.
Okay, so is the 5th good with everybody?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, should be good.
Yeah, you sure?
Just send a reminder out.
Yes.
Yep. I was actually going to jump in the Facebook page right now as well.
Same time, I assume, on the Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you do the Facebook thing, and then if you can actually set the time on the Roll20 thing, date and time, that's always helpful, I think, because that converts for everybody, doesn't it? So sweet. Good job, all.
Yeah,
we haven't got our faces smashed in yet, and
yet.
There's plenty of time for that, my friend.
And thanks to both of your 2 rolls, the day was successful.
Yeah, come with some better dice next time, will you?
I mean, you guys are rolling out your ass with 10s and 12s and shit, repeated 10s, and I couldn't roll anything more than a 5 or 6. It's like, what the heck?
And I've got it on the Roll20 calendar for the game, too.
Cool.
I had to pop out to do that real quick.
Okay.
Sweet.
Cool. Well, I hope you feel better, Neil.
Yeah, definitely hope you feel better.
And your voice comes back, dude.
Hopefully it's not the bad thing.
No.
Yeah. Hot toddies. If you're having a sore throat, hot toddies are the bomb.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I ran cinnamon. I have to pick up some more cinnamon.
Yep. Yeah, honey, whiskey, and some hot water. Like, good stuff.
Preferably real honey, not the bad, the cheap stuff.
Yeah.
What would you define as the cheap stuff?
A lot of the honey that's like the store brand, make sure it's unprocessed and unpasteurized, because apparently a lot of companies have been sneaking in corn syrup into their honey.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a U.S. processed food thing. I always buy tons of local honey because I make mead. So, you make sure you read the labels and you're buying the good stuff.
Right.
That in Arizona, we have a lot of local honey producers, which is good.
Oh, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Cool. How do you make your mead?
3 pounds of honey, a gallon of water, and lots of time. And a little bit of yeast.
Time.
Do you put yeast in? Yeah.
Yeah. Usually I use either a champagne yeast or a wine yeast.
Awesome. I love a bit of mead. Love it.
And the nice thing is
Yumble.
I can make it as dry as I want because with diabetes, I shouldn't be doing too much sugar. Shouldn't be doing too much alcohol
Oh.
either, but so I can make it super dry as opposed to extra on the sweet.
Uh-huh.
And like, since the wife has a super sweet palate, I can back sweeten hers, so she gets the nice sweet taste, whereas I get the dry taste.
Fair
You're
play
so
to you, man.
nice.
That's creative. Awesome.
The hard part is
Um,
the time,
yeah,
because
sure.
sugar becomes
Well-
alcohol like 3 times faster than honey becomes alcohol.
Does it really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's one of those weird fun facts that you can literally watch the yeast eating the food and peeing the alcohol out. And honey actually gets broke down like 3 times faster than processed sugar. Which makes sense because it's the
Right.
real stuff.
Yeah.
It's not pre-digested.
Right.
But then it becomes good sipping.
Yumble. Yeah, definitely.
I know I've got a butter vanilla honey that's percolating right now. That's got about 2 months more before it gets to the bottling phase and the second
That
aging.
sounds interesting.
The problem is waiting 6 months before you bottle it and let it age further. By the 6th month mark, it's awful tempting to go in there with the wine thief, the little scooper, and scoop
Yeah.
out a nice, 2 shot glasses worth to taste along the process. Because it is appropriate to taste along the process, just in case.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
Unless you're
traditionally,
sipping all the way and nothing left.
traditionally you use the wine thief because that way you can get in there and pull some out without breaking the CO2 level, because it's the CO2 that keeps it becoming, vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
Not that far down the process that's a problem. And it's just nice popping off your airlock and stealing just a shot to try.
Wow.
Except when it's something
6
you're
months,
making when it's not good after only 2 weeks. You'd be surprised how many wines you
Yeah.
could make that are okay within 2 weeks.
Really?
Well, and beer you can do much quicker too. Most of the beers, but
Oh yeah, beer
So-
goes really fast because it's all front end work. It's all processing everything at the beginning, whereas wine is you're really just putting a sugar, a water, and a yeast and letting it sit.
Yep.
And as I joke with my friends, the yeast eats the sugar, farts carbon dioxide, and pees alcohol. And then eventually dies in its own filth.
Mm-hmm.
You're basically describing my Saturday night.
Of course, the best part is when you have one of your jugs fermenting and it's really nice, you pour it out, and you've got that yeast cake at the bottom. Technically, all you have to do is pour in more sugar and water, and it'll start growing all over again.
Really?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why a lot of the breweries did pasteurization, because it saves their yeast. It kills off the yeast, so you can't copyright it, basically. Because
Right.
yeast is
Okay.
yeast. You just let it dry out into a powder, pour it into another container, sanitize everything, and start over.
Smash it off again. Yeah. Brilliant.
Sanitizing is the important part, because you only want the good stuff
Yeah.
growing, not the bad stuff.
Yep.
And with most
Wow.
wines, within 48 hours, if the good stuff's doing its job, it looks like a bottle of soda. And once you've got the bubbles going, it's got carbonation going through it, you should be good from none of the bad stuff being able to grow in the environment. Because the soda bubbles you're seeing are carbon dioxide, which will kill off the bad shit.
Right. Wow.
And it's just fun every couple days to shake your jug and watch the fizzy bubbles bubble out. That's
Okay.
one thing I totally miss about not working at home is I have a fish tank that I use as a
Right.
warmer for my brews. So the brews are on top of the fish tank, which is at 80 degrees, so the bottles stay at 70 degrees for fermentation.
Right.
And you're constantly hearing the airlocks going bloop, 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 bloop. And you're just like, yes, breed, my little yeasts, make me booze.
The fizzy lifting drinks.
Mm-hmm. Come on, tell me that it's not back in the day. Fermented liquor was what probably inspired Coke to get carbon dioxide pumped into it.
Oh, sure.
Because most people, with the exception of like sparkling champagnes, don't get very many naturally carbonated drinks.
Right.
But I have been wanting to try out a recipe for a hard seltzer.
A
I
what?
just can't
Sorry?
get into a
It's
seltzer.
a alcoholic seltzer.
What's a seltzer?
Soda water.
It's like seltzer water. You guys have seltzer water over there, like Perrier or
like sparkling
Bubblies.
water. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, like carbonate.
Yeah, over
Yeah,
here we
well, they
call it
make
soda
seltzer.
water or seltzer water.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Yeah, it's soda water. Yeah. Yeah.
So now they make a alcoholic version of that.
Wow.
It's very bizarre. Yeah.
Isn't it funny
That
how
is
we've
weird.
gone full circle that we're making hard seltzer when seltzer water used to be used specifically for alcohol?
Yeah. Like
Right.
usually put like a splash of seltzer water or what, like with whiskey. Some people
With your
do that
whiskeys,
or
with your
what.
gins,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
like tonic water, Tonic water's
Yeah.
a little different
Was it
because it's got more taste, but
was seltzer originally hard then, or not? Or
I'm
was it
not
just
sure on that one.
sparkling water? Right.
I
Okay.
mean, I know that my grandparents from way back in the day actually used to get seltzer water delivered way back in the day, and with
Yeah.
the chocolate syrups and stuff to make your own egg. God, what did they used to call that? The egg
For the
milks, or
soda jerks. Oh, yeah.
there's an actual beverage like the egg white or
Mm-hmm.
egg milk or something.
Sounds horrible.
Well, a proper whiskey sour actually has egg whites in it.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Wow.
Well,
Yeah,
you're in.
old school. Yeah, old
You're in.
school whiskey sour. A little bit of egg white.
Right. Well, you're
And
inspiring my Saturday evening to go and look at my cocktail books now.
an egg cream is what it's called.
That's
That's
Okay.
the
it. Yeah,
drink.
the one.
Yeah, New York style egg cream soda. I was like, I know there's a drink that does that, but yeah, the fun things you learn with alcohol and just beverages in general.
Yeah, back in the day, some of the stuff.
Hmm. I mean, let's be honest. At one point back in history, some guys left some shit that went bad in the barrel, and then they tasted it and went, "That's not half bad," and nobody's died drinking it yet, so it must be good.
Right. And hey, I start feeling better the more I drink.
Drink enough of it, you go take a nappy nap time.
Right.
Hey,
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna have to book, guys. Thank you so much.
All right.
Well done, everyone. Hope you
All right.
feel better, Neil. And
Chat
later.
at you guys next time.
Yep.
Yep.
Same bat channel, same bat time.
Yippers.
All right. Later, guys.
Later.